Hello, folks. You're watching a slideshow of the Mechanics Institute, of pictures taken at the historic Mechanics Institute Chess Club. My name is Paul Whitehead. I'm a FIDE master. I work here. And let me tell you a bit about the Chess Club before we get into our live broadcast of the Summer Tuesday Night Marathon Round 3. Let's see. You can follow us on Facebook. You can follow our YouTube channel. Just search for Mechanics Institute Chess. And also, we are, as you can probably know, because you're watching this broadcast, we're on twitch.tv/mechanicschess. There's a lot of exciting things happening here at the Chess Club, which I'll let you know. There's a few more places which I want to tell you about. We're also live streaming on Chess Bomb, on chess24.com, and on Follow Chess. You can see our games with from the Tuesday Night Marathon with cyborg analysis, but only on Twitch and on our YouTube, our archived channel, archived videos, will you be able to see the deeply flawed human chess analysis, which we pride ourselves on. We're going to actually patent that term, deeply flawed human chess analysis. We have a variety of experts and club players here that will back my statement up. We have everyone from Grandmasters, Nick DeFermian, we've had Fabiano Caruana here, and then we've had local club players sitting here trying to explain their horrible moves to me. But just kidding. Every chess move is precious, and every chess move, except for that mate in one I fell into the other day. So we're about to. I'll just, as we finish off the slideshow here, I'll just say a few things about the slideshow, and then we'll get to our live broadcast. There is Caruana at the club, and Alakine giving us simul. And there is Steve Brandywine, a legendary chess player playing chess. And finally, Bobby Fischer was in San Francisco as a kid winning the U.S. Junior. And there's Abel Talamentes, our current chess club director. And we are now live at the Mechanics Institute Chess Club. FIDE Master Paul Whitehead here. And we're going to take a look at some games from round 3 of the Summer Tuesday Night Marathon. And I will be joined by more illustrious guests than myself pretty soon. Actually, right away. Abel Talamentes, the chess room director, has joined me, and I'm going to try to find his name here. I'm determined to find his name.
Oh, yeah.
And there it is. And I'm going to cancel that. So, there we go. And then, ta-da! All right, Abel.
You got great direction over here from Juan.
Yeah. We have technical backup. So, Abel, there's a couple of exciting weekends of chess coming up here at the Mechanics. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, and well, starting with this weekend, we have a Scholastic tournament that we're actually holding here in the club. So it's going to be a Swiss 4 rounds, starts at 10 a.m. So the Scholastic tournament's kind of geared for the players that are around 1,200 and below.
Can I play?
I think you're past that. I'm far too old.
Okay.
I hate to say it.
Oh.
But
Shucks.
So we have 3 sections, which is great because we'll have players that are under 500. So we have a section for people that are brand new to the game, or they've only played like a tournament or 2. Mm-hmm. Then we have kind of a good intermediate section, which would be 500 to about 799. There's actually a lot of players kind of in that range where they've played a few tournaments and they're kind of working their way up. And then we have an 800 plus section, so it kind of gives the opportunity for those that have a lot more tournament experience, and get to play other Scholastic players. So we had our first tournament in April. We had a really good turnout at West Portal Elementary, and now we're doing it here at Mechanics Institute. And what's really exciting about these Scholastic tournaments is we have a Saturday class, and Carla Heredia was teaching it. And actually, I just got Erica Malikan, who's one of our regular club players. She actually reached out saying she was interested in volunteering coaching kids.
Nice.
Because she has some background working a lot of summer camps, and she actually said she just really wants to give back to the community, and that the place she works would might be interested in kind of participating in that. So it's just a great example of just people, just seeing, the positive things we're doing, kind of wanting to give back, and just kind of being a part of something that's great for others, right?
That is so great.
Yeah. And it is kind of nice, two of our strongest female players are kind of could come together and help out the kids, which is absolutely fantastic.
The Russians and the Ecuadorians.
The Russians and Ecuadorians and the Mongolians, because Mugi Segmed, who's one of our top players and playing on board 3, or she board like 5, I think.
Right.
She coaches Monday through Friday in our enrichment program. So we have strong female representation in Scholastic teaching and coaching, which is really exciting because one of the things we're really trying to do is develop our Scholastic program. So yeah, big exciting stuff. I'm really excited for this weekend's Scholastic, and this will be the place to be.
Okay, and then there's a tournament coming up the weekend after that, which we can touch upon. Yeah,
that's kind of a bold move on our part. So that'll be the weekend of June 21st to the 23rd.
Okay. We'll be talking about that next week too, folks.
Yeah, we'll be nonstop talking about it. And if you're a regular USCF player that lives within 100 miles, you got an email blast from us. So it's the William Madison Memorial. A lot of big things about that. Number one, it's a $5,000 guaranteed prize pool. So that is guaranteed regardless of the number of entries.
And that's the largest prize fund offered at the Mechanics in an Open tournament for I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
I mean, many years.
Yeah, and we actually expect a lot of strong players to come out. The thing that's exciting about that tournament also is that it's in sections. So we have an open section, 2,000 plus, that has an under 2,200 prize with it. But we also have a section A, a section B, a section C, and then a section D, unrated. So we have big prize pools in every section. And the other thing that's great about that is that we're going to be broadcasting like we do the TNM here, as you're watching. We're going to be broadcasting the top 6 boards in the Open, but also the top board in the A, the top in the B, the top in the C.
That is so
and
exciting.
And the top in the D, rated.
That is club chess. That is an incredible, great idea.
Everyone, no matter what section you're in, you're going to get an opportunity to kind of, be the star, be on a board, where we have the man sitting to my left commentating, doing live commentary, along with Grandmaster Nick DeFermian.
Nick DeFermian.
Yeah, starting from round 3, and the reason we're doing starting from round 3 is because we have a 2-day and a 3-day section that merges at round 3. So at round 3 is when everything comes together.
Yeah, also it'll get more exciting towards the end. I mean, yeah.
So
wow.
It's going to be a huge weekend, and it's actually revolutionary for what we're doing because there's no other organization is broadcasting their tournament live with the commentary, a regular, open club event. I mean, it's going to be club chess to the max.
Right.
So yeah, very exciting.
Yeah, and we're sort of poised here to issue a worldwide challenge at some point using DGT and commentary technology to challenge other clubs to play and to interact in ways that we may not even have imagined right now.
Yeah, and one of our team members is actively working to try to organize matches with clubs from Mexico. So this is something something we're working on. We think that this could be kind of a way to bring just other cultures together through chess.
Absolutely.
Through club play that we can do online or through broadcasting. And Judith, please. We just want to introduce our newest team member, Judith Starry. She's
Judith,
known to everyone.
Welcome, Judith. Come in.
It's funny because we're introducing Judith, and the chess world knows her better than they do us, even.
Okay, that's great.
I don't think that's true.
So
I don't think that's true.
Judith, you were the chess organizer of the year in 2017, and that's incredible that you're here, and already things are improving after 2 days.
Oh, come on.
And trust us, just even in the last 30 minutes, she's already doing revolutionary work with how, in our communications.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Paul can testify to that.
No, yeah. So there's some amazing things are about to happen here in the world of chess. I think it's an amazing time to be involved in chess.
And that's the thing that just even kind of the four of us in this room, it's like
Juan, come here.
No,
this is our technical advisor.
This is important.
The most important man in the room.
He's gonna put his glasses on.
This is the most important man in the room.
It is. Yeah.
Juan Centejas.
Nothing happens without this guy.
Yeah.
But the thing that's important, and I truly believe this, and I think everyone knows that I believe it, and you all feel the same way. It's like when you say right now is the important time to kind of be a part of what we're doing. It's like sort of like the opportunities here, and we see kind of the power of chess to kind of impact others and just transform things. I mean, we're utilizing 57 boards tonight, which is just absolutely crazy.
Yeah, there's a little window into the chess room up above us that you can probably see.
Yeah, that degree of people, there's 2 other sections that are full like that, right?
Yeah.
On the left side of the room and in the meeting room. It's
downtown San Francisco.
Yeah, and it's a great time to kind of be a part of just kind of change, just kind of.
John is coming.
Yeah.
Hi, John.
Who's John?
Oh, John McCum.
Yeah, that's John McCum.
Okay, great. Yeah.
I think that's very, very. I think so.
But it's just a great time to kind of be a part of kind of new stuff and trying new things and just feeling the impact that it has on others. And this is truly a team effort. I always say that it's never one person doing it. It's just kind of an honor to be a part of all of you guys because and along with Nick DeFermian, we're just doing a lot of cool things and we're having fun doing it, and that's the kind of important thing. And we're passionate about what we do. We have fun doing it. We work really hard, but we love what we do. So
well, that's fantastic.
Communities together, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, that's what it's about. And, yeah. So anyway, I was digressing there.
Thank you, Juan.
But no, it's exciting to have Judith on. She started yesterday. Braving the odd San Francisco heat that we have today.
Yeah.
So apart from revamping our email lists and all that kind of jazz, what other long-term things do you see happening here at the Chess Club and beyond?
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, beyond.
Well, there's a lot of excitement and a lot of ideas we are not short of. So
I've noticed that.
We're never short of. The primary goal why I'm here is to kind of build up enrichment classes, scholastic chess classes in the city first, and then grow it. This includes the traditional non-profit free classes that have been going on for many years as part of the mechanics mission.
And even this week at the MI, we're having a free summer camp.
A free summer camp, and Nick is absolutely fantastic.
If you go to our Facebook page, you'll see
I reposted it.
You'll see pictures of kids playing chess in the chess club.
With a grandmaster.
With the
right?
The
Grandmaster.
grandmaster, and he's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's you should see him how he enjoys, and I'm sure
He
it's
has a
hard.
certain way with kids.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
kids,
He's
his
fantastic.
His own
He's
thing.
really good. And then the other coach, David
David,
Flores.
Yeah.
David Flores.
He's they're great together,
Yeah.
and David coaches in our enrichment program
Yeah.
also. So,
Right.
So, yeah, very, very fun. But we have other plans. One of the news of this week is that thanks to Ganesh Ramu, we have a scholarship for girls. We are going to launch a scholarship for girls. He's funding this scholarship to promote and encourage girls to come play more chess. So we have an official application form. Girls are encouraged to apply. So the website the information is not 100% out there yet, but we're working on it, launching on probably Friday.
just started today.
Yeah, we just
Wow,
started, but
I'm
this
hearing
is-
it for the first time.
Yeah,
This
so it's
is-
very exciting. We're going to probably select 3 girls, and it's a scholarship for half a year. They have a free tournament entry once a month, I think.
at the mechanics.
At our tournaments, so
Okay.
not necessarily mechanics,
Right.
but anywhere our tournaments, mechanics
Even if it's
organize
outside.
tournaments,
Right.
even if it's outside, like
Okay.
West Porter or any. And what else was it?
It's
Well, we applied for a grant through the
Yeah, so that will be 3 girls for 3 girls for half a year, and then they can reapply, or they can, and then every half a year we are selecting 3 girls based on their rating. I think it was 1,000 plus rated girl, and then under 1,000, and then an under 500. And so to encourage them to come and play often. And
right.
the emphasis is that they should become regular chess players.
Right.
And then encourage them. And then we are waiting for the USCF scholarship announcement for
the women's program.
grant announcement for the women's program.
Yeah,
which
we-
should be coming up out.
Yeah.
Is that for the one that's currently in held on
Evaluations.
Sundays?
No, we
Oh.
so we applied actually with our development director Jessica Neves.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I have to give a shout out to her because she
You need them?
she kind of
Thank you, Judith.
Thank you.
we were kind of up against a deadline to apply for a grant for the U.S. Women's Program that's kind of led by Jen Shahadi right now.
Oh, okay. All right.
And,
Okay, that program.
Yeah,
Right.
so Jessica kind of helped us put a proposal together, and I just gotta give a shout out to her because she set a lot of other things aside so we can get this through quick. And so she worked with Judith and I to we made a proposal that we thought would be really cool that sort of ties in kind of what we're doing here with the streaming to do something that supports women in chess.
Okay.
I think we're gonna hear very soon, this week or next. I don't want to get into the details. I don't know if I can or should. But
Yeah.
But-
I'll talk to you when the mic is off. I'm
Yeah.
dying to hear about it.
Oh, I probably haven't. Yeah, I haven't even told you actually.
No, I know.
So yeah, it's exciting stuff. So we'll see. I'm sure that a lot of people are submitting cool ideas. So
Right.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But a lot of things. Judith's developing some future events. So yeah, we'll see. We're excited at kind of what's coming up.
It's we don't even know what's coming up, and we're in charge here.
I mean, some of the big things that are coming up, we probably haven't even thought of yet.
Yeah.
You'll see them in a couple of months.
Well, that makes this an incredibly exciting place to work. I literally. It makes my mind move faster and keeps me on my toes, and it's a great work environment.
Yeah,
and a fun work environment to be in.
Yeah, it's like I kind of thrive when just kind of new stuff happens, and you just kind of have the not just the conviction to follow through with it, because a lot of this is a lot of the stuff seems innovative and new and cool. It's stuff that's been out there. It's just having kind of the conviction to kind of follow through with it. The thing that we're fortunate to have is kind of the people that have the power to, block it. Don't.
Yeah.
They love what they see. They get out of the way and support it wholeheartedly. So our chess committee members and board members, Mark Pino, Patrick Wolf has been immensely supportive of kind of what we do.
The interim Mechanics Institute Mechanics Institute director.
Yeah, and just everyone, Vladimir, everyone on the chess committee kind of loves seeing kind of the action, just the diversity of what we're doing, and but it runs through the staff. Even you and Juan. It's just I think we feed off the energy that we have with each other, and it just makes it all the more worthwhile.
Well, kudos to you for bringing the energy to and unlocking the potential in your staff. I think definitely is it's part of your talent.
And the other thing too is the energy from the players, right? Because,
and the members.
I mean, they're coming in and we feel we feel the excitement and the energy, and I think we're responsive to their ideas and concerns, and there's not a TNM that goes by where someone's bringing something they'd like to see, right, or something they want to see different. And even through the emails, I mean, we're responsive, and some of those we take to heart and we institute it. I remember when we were first proposing the sections.
Yeah, sections for the Tuesday night tournament.
We had a player that, the original thing we were going to do is we were going to say we're going to take the top 10 or top 12 highest rated and have them do their own section.
Right.
And I'm glad.
I think that would have been untenable.
Yeah, it sounded cool at the time, but one of the players said, the thing about that is that what if I'm the 13th and 14th and I don't know what section I'm going to be playing in. This was a conversation we had like a week before we were going to do it, and then we reflected on it, and then we talked about it, and then said, you know what, I think they're right, and then we did a drastic change, and let's just do a 2,000 plus section, and then there's no ambiguity about where people are going to be, and there's not uncertainty anymore, and then we went, and I'm so glad we went that route because
now we have a Tuesday night tournament that is ongoing right now, and we're going to get to the games at some point. The top 10 boards, but it's very evenly distributed, which kind of surprised me. It's like there's 35 or 30 in the open and 45 in the under AB section, and then another 45 in the section under that. Really surprised.
And thank goodness, because I was actually worried that there was going to be, we got 15 in the open and 40 in one, and then 10 in the other.
Right. No, but it's been
and that would have been a sign that something's not right, probably, because it shouldn't be that way, but it's about even. It's almost like 40-40-40, right?
And people really want to play in this event. I mean, this is in the Bay Area, in the San Francisco Bay Area, this is the place to be once a week if you like to play chess. I mean, it's really an amazing tradition, and we've gotten some incredibly strong players in here. Last tournament, Grandmaster Patrick Wolf played in the Tuesday night tournament. It was extraordinary.
And Carla, she's in Las Vegas right now playing. She has played. I heard she won her first round, but she'll be entering starting next week because she was taking buys for the first 3 weeks. So we have like strong players. I mean, we have Andy Lee, Chiron Griffith. I mean, we have a very strong
Elliot
Winslow, Ezra
Chambers,
and then some strong experts that are ready to break through and get that 2200. So the competition is strong, but not only that, I mean, let's not forget about the A players, the 1800s, that now they have the opportunity to match up against similar rated and kind of make that breakthrough into the 2000s. Right?
It seems to me the lower rated players are like re-energized by this format. They have a chance to to win money and to
win their section.
And to win their section, and they're playing competitively. They're not getting slaughtered by a 2,400 player. And it's kind of, I think, there was some grumbling about it, but I think they're really pleased with this.
Yeah.
I really do. It surprises me a little bit, but then I have to realize that not everybody. When I was an A player, I was, 15 years old or 14 years old and dying to play stronger players. But not everybody in the club is that player that I was as an A player.
Yeah,
they're an older crowd, and
and the most common thing
want to have a game.
The most common thing I hear regarding people that are like happy, we get a lot of positive feedback. I mean, even weekly, I get it. The number one thing they say is that they love that every week they get a competitive game, right?
Right.
I was just talking to someone that I used to work with, used to coach. He came and visited, and he was saying it's like it's great when you play an open event and you get to play maybe a grandmaster in the first round, but you're gonna lose. And then, in the second round, you play someone maybe similar strength. And then the third round, someone much lower, right? And, I mean, really, when you think of the totality of the experience,
it's up and down.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting crushed, you're crushing someone, and then you have, like, one balanced game. At the end of the day, that's not the greatest experience, right? Versus three consecutive, evenly balanced, challenging games.
Right.
And I think that's what people are looking for, and I think people
you were
weren't aware of just how much fun and it energizing that could be to come week to week, competitive game, chance to challenge in your section.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the prize fund has increased, and the number of players has increased, and that's a testament to the way that the tournament is now put together, I think.
Yeah, it's a risk, right? When you're increasing a prize fund or doing things, but I mean, the numbers kind of don't lie. When you see the level of participation and the energy we're having, you just have faith that the interest is here.
We're at capacity, folks. I mean,
we're completely at capacity, like full, and not, there's no inflated numbers, anything. I mean,
we have to knock down some walls.
I mean, it's warm enough. I mean, we'd open this window out here and put a couple of tables if we could. I mean, but no, I mean, I believe in the players and what they're feeling, and we're going with that. And we think that if we offer quality stuff, quality prize pool, quality experience, because if we didn't give the good customer, it's all related. If we didn't give the good customer service, responded to their needs and concerns, their emails, what have you, I mean, nobody would be coming, or it wouldn't be like the way it is.
Right.
It's all related. We try to be quality in all facets, not just tournaments, and then it's the building, the historic nature of the building and its history, and it all comes together to kind of make the total experience.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's so much in store for the Mechanics. There's so much that we've gone through, the Mechanics Institute's gone through, and there's so much in store for this place, and so much in store that we don't even know. As I said before, we don't even know what it is until we.
Yeah, and that's
some great brains here.
That's the exciting part. I mean, the exciting part, and it's a testament to us, because even when something new comes up, right, we get excited at first, right, because maybe we can do it. Like, there's so many ideas that we do reject, so it's not like every idea that we come up with we go with, right? We can't go with everything, and some just seem not doable, but some of the crazy ones seem not doable, and then we just say, well, maybe we can, so we'll try it. And it's true, we just never know sort of what's coming next, and we react to what we see. We react to the community, kind of what they want, and one of the ideas that we were just bouncing off that it sort of came up was, I wonder what people would think if we sort of on one weekend or one day we just organized like a Fisher 960 tournament. Like, who'd come out? So we have that. They're like, okay, who'd come out to play that?
That's
right?
an interesting idea.
Would experts, masters come? Would lower rated players?
I think it's very, very possible.
And and it's like stuff like that. And if
I
we,
never
if we
would have
think
thought of that.
if we think it, it's like, well, why not try it?
Right.
Like I could have that conversation with Juan, you, Judith, and I throw that out, and then kind of like the first thought, it's like, well, why not?
Right, right. I've sometimes tended to be the doubting Paul, but
no, but we need that. And actually, I was having that conversation, doubting Thomas, right?
doubting Paul.
But
doubting Thomas.
But I was having this conversation with Patrick Wolf actually the other day. That I also count on people to sort of disagree, right, or bring up
sure
why something won't work. 'Cause,
right.
We also need that, right?
Sure.
We need to kind of someone to put us in check. I mean, Judith's put me in check several times, so she's smart. But Judith's story is back.
Yes.
So so as much as like we go with like the big ideas and we get excited, we also
Well, your instincts are excellent. I mean, they are excellent. I've tried to overrule you, but it's impossible. You're
well, there's some
not
things,
overruled, but
but there's some things where I think you might be right, and we didn't go that way, and thank God, because it might have been like a total failure. But it's a team effort, and that's kind of the exciting thing. It's we're all truly the people don't see like what happens in the office when kind of the business gets done and then the camera's off, but it is
we're throwing things at each other.
But just try. It's truly a team effort, and we're talking about ideas. We're talking about what's possible, kind of what the future holds, and that's what's cool. That's what our conversations are on a regular basis. Is what's possible, what would be great for the community, what would be great for the people. We're
about to revolutionize chess in the next 20 seconds, and we don't even know it.
So it's I could go on and on, but I mean it's a privilege and an honor to just kind of be working with everyone that I work with, and like I said, we love what we do. If we were independently rich, this is how I would spend my time. Laugh, but I've said that for quite a while, but especially here with kind of this crew. It's just an amazing crew.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. And anything else to add to this conversation? There's Juan again, Juan Centejas, technical genius.
Yeah. And I think we should get to the games. We're going to let the FIDE master handle the analysis and let's see what's going on the top 10 boards.
I'm about to do that. Yes, sure. Thanks. Okay.
My analysis won't count for anything.
And Judith, you're welcome to hang out. In fact, let's put your game here.
Let's peek into Movies game.
Okay, let's.
I know.
I'm gonna. Juan, how do I take Abel's
Judith
name?
out of it?
No, I know. First I take this one and off, and now I'm going to put Judith's name up here.
Oh, yeah, that's very
There you are.
No, thank you.
Oh, and then I have to do the transition. And I have to do so many things.
Or when.
So I'm here with Judith Sterry and the new chess. What's your official title here?
Official is General Manager of Youth Outreach and Events.
General Manager of Youth Outreach and Events, and one of the country's star chess organizers, and now works for the Mechanics Institute. Yeah. And I'm very honored to have you here.
And I'm very honored to work with you guys.
Okay, and we're gonna look at some chess games. After blabbing for a long time, and I'm gonna do what I can to find the DGT boards. There we go, and right click and interact, and do I need to transition, or we're good? We're good to go. Okay. So on board one.
Nice.
let's go back to the beginning. And
I'm not the best person here though, because I have no idea what's going on the board. So
you know what? Neither do I.
Well, you're like 1,000 years better than.
Okay. Well, my part of what I'm doing.
You're
here,
gonna teach me.
Part
to
of what I'm doing.
1,000.
Definitely, and I'll be able to do that, I think. Part of what I believe and I want to do here is explain things to club players.
Yes.
These are experts and masters playing, but their moves are we can understand them. And so let's see. Ivanov is playing Wong, and these are two very strong. Russell has been a master, and Alexander Ivanov, well, he is a very strong expert who's beaten many masters in his time, including me. And so we have a normal sort of King's Indian or Benoni setup here. Very, very common type of, and black starts to chip away at the center with, if anybody can't understand, okay, that's a very odd move. See, normally, notice that black played e6 and now decides to play e5 and he's lost the tempo.
Yes.
Could have played e5 at one blow. So e takes d5 would have been, in this position, black plays e takes d5, that would have been normal. So black closes the position off, but it's probably not such a good idea. He's lost a tempo as well, and this is, and time is important, even in closed positions. White immediately plays for the b4 break, which is a good way to play this position. Black keeps it blocked up there.
That was a move that he thought about a lot, right?
Exchanging, that's true. That's true. Let's see. Yeah, white. Both players are spending some time, I guess.
Especially, white is down on time with black. Yeah.
Well, white's playing a little up.
Yeah.
White's now plays to exchange the light squared bishops, which is probably a good idea here. And I thought black might do this. Okay, so attacking the c pawn. White exchanges. White's playing very principled, exchanging the light squared bishops, leaving him with a good bishop sort of against a black bad bishop there. And we're at this situation.
It's done.
Well, white's a little better, and he's actually white is threatening to play pawn to c5, and that would attack the knight on a6. So that's kind of, and that's uncomfortable for black. And playing knight to c7, it's hard to see. White has more space. White has more space and an advantage. All right, but nothing terrible happening there. Yes, and black's about a half an hour ahead on time. Okay, women's FIDE master Natalia Sodakova is playing Isaiah Kim, who beat Elliot Winslow, international master Elliot Winslow in the last round. And we have an exchange Karo Khan. Karo Khan defense, which is e4, c6, d4, g5. White exchanges and plays bishop d3, which Bobby Fischer played once, at least once, and beat Petrosian, which is played a beautiful game to beat Petrosian. Queen c7 is to prevent bishop f4. That's a strange move, but it might be, it's kind of amateurish. Usually, but it might not be bad. White doesn't want to allow the
They
pin.
move so fast. Do you see?
Yeah, this could be both. White's done. See, what White's done is White has prevented black with bishop d3 and h3 has prevented black from developing the bishop at c8. So the loss of time that White has played with h3 was kind of aimed at stopping this bishop from coming out. So black, in order to develop the king bishop, had to block in the queen's bishop. But black still seems to have an okay development. H6 is a strange move. I think maybe black wants to play G5 and G4, which is it's possible, right? And castle queenside and start an attack over here. White runs into the middle with knight e5, and that G5, I don't like that move because it's kind of attack. Now it doesn't make sense with the knight at e5. Black is a little scared to castle on the king side, especially after h6 weakens the king side. And I don't know, black's not been consistent here. I don't like, and this is very strange.
It's a stupid question.
Yes.
But the white is also in the same position with the castling, right?
Right, but look at this king to e7 move.
Yeah, that's true.
That is very strange.
But before you said that, it's go back like 2 more moves.
Okay.
See, you mentioned that black is afraid of castling kingside because of that, but
Right.
then white has exactly the same.
But but white looks like he has a little more possibility of like maybe sacrificing something on h6, and white's king side looks safer here somehow than black says. I mean, it's not long. I mean, white's still going to have to develop bishop f4, knight g2, but black maybe didn't have to play h6. Back here, black could just castle, I think, safely enough.
Yeah, but no, he didn't.
Now,
He didn't.
having said A, he says B, and now King E7 says C, and black, very aggressive play, but okay. These are possibly weakening moves on the. Oh, it's a sharp game, and black is being consistent and in his strategy. So not easy to maybe h4 and g4 or g4 and h4, and it's complicated. It's complicated. I was criticizing black's play, but it's a complicated position. Maybe white has queen f3 here. Look at that, attacking the knight, right? If the knight moves, queen takes f7 mate. If rook h6, then maybe we can take advantage of some of this kingside stuff by playing h4. And black can't play g takes h4 because the bishop would take the rook. So queen f3 might be tough for black to face. Maybe black would have to play bishop takes e5, but that's probably not a move that he really wanted to play. So queen f3 is maybe a move. Anyway, okay, so that's where we are in Sotokova's game, and now we have
tough women on the
Tianyi He versus
Rui.
Yeah, Roy, and she is 11 years old.
Yeah.
And I don't know much about Tianyi He.
Me neither.
Yeah.
It's newer.
He's played here a few times. Roy is one of the top 11-year-old chess players in the country, and she is. And does she live in San Francisco? She must live.
No, she lives in Cupertino, like Mountain View.
Okay, so she comes up here, yeah.
Yeah.
People come
It's a
from
drive,
all
yeah.
over the Bay Area and drive from all over the Bay Area to come to the Mechanics Institute to play chess and to work here and to be a part of what's going on here. So let's see what's happening in this game. Black. Let's go back to the beginning. We're still, and it's one of these openings I don't know much about. It's just Gyoko piano, quiet game. All the grandmasters play like this now. They don't want to study all the Roy Lopez's and the sharp games, so they play these quiet openings. And you never know what to do here. If should black play d6 or go back with the bishop up to b6, or should he take on e3? All these different kind of questions.
And should it take?
Taking weakens white's pawn
Yeah.
structure, but at the same time opens up the F file for the white rook. So it's, you never know. And white's trying to funnel pieces over to the king's side, and black's doing the same thing. And now knight h4 gives black the opportunity to completely destroy white's pawn structure because of the two isolated pawns in the center.
Yeah.
On the other hand, white has a little bit of an aggressive look. These pawns control a lot of squares in the center, and white has kind of an aggressive outlook on the king side. And black, the first thing I guess black decides to do, which it looks right, is to prevent that knight coming into f5. So g6 is played. Not sure, these positions are always difficult, how to, bring in the attack. Knight h7, more prophylaxis. Attacking the knight on h4, rook g3, that's kind of a sneaky little move. If queen takes h4, rook takes g6 check, wins the queen. So black doesn't fall for that, plays king h8. White decides not to sacrifice on g6, probably wouldn't lead to anything, and goes back with the knight to f3, and black is redeploying this knight, which had nowhere to go, on c6, is now bringing it over to the king's side, maybe to support the f5 move, or to play knight to g8 and to f6. I like black here. Black has a much better structure and more chances to play. White is kind of limited to either a kingside attack or bust, and is going to have difficulty making other kind of play here. So black is more flexible and has the better game. Rook d1, set up c5 as a move, and white decides to go ahead anyway, and that was a good move on white's part, and it looks like, and so the knight can come in. And black is kind of reacting. Knight f6. Okay, and so maybe white's starting to infiltrate to d7. Queen e6 though looks like a good move, but then knight d7 forks the pawn at c5 and the rook at f8. So black defends the d7 square, and white is thinking. Black is playing much quicker, which is typical of young players.
Yes.
It's demoralizing.
Whatever the rating.
Demoralizing. So, Judith, my explanations are sort of aimed at explaining things as it kind of goes along. Whether that's useful or not is just kind of my blow by blow.
So Rui is actually coming to the Susan Polgar has a girls' invitational tournament coming up.
Okay.
It's 16 years and counting. It's the first national girls' tournament that existed in the United States, and it's a very amazing event. Her foundation and Webster University sponsors this event, so it's completely free for the girls, and they get free rooms and free meals.
Wow.
So each state can nominate one girl.
So 52?
Well, more than that, because 52 plus there are qualifier tournaments like the Susan Polgar National Open that we had in May, and there's the World Open, Susan Polgar World Open in New York. And then we also invited top girls. So Rui got an invitation as top 11 years old girl. She accepted, so she'll be one of the 85 girls. We will have 85 girls.
And where is the tournament going to be held?
It's going to be in Webster University in St. Louis.
And you're going to be there?
I'm going to be the chief tournament or director.
Slap me five.
So I'm very honored. And Susan, if you're listening, thank you so much for your trust in me. I've been enjoying working with Susan for a long time now, and this year is the first year I took over the committee, so I was responsible for inviting all these girls from the different states, and it's going to be a wonderful event.
Wow. And where can we follow that event? When is it again?
It's starting, well, I'm flying there Saturday of Addison.
Okay.
So I'm not going to be here all of the days for Addison. I'm flying there 1st to 22nd, and starts. We have side events on Sunday, and then it starts on the 24th Monday.
Okay.
And then it's a 4-day event, so it's ending Thursday morning. Morning is the last round.
And
so
what's the name of the tournament again?
It's Susan Polgar Foundation Girls Invitational.
Okay.
So SPF
Right.
GI.
And what is the winner? Is there a prize?
Oh, there's lots of prizes.
Okay.
If you ask Paul, Susan's wife, there's like $1 million in prizes. But now, all joke aside, full scholarship to Webster. I think at least one, maybe a multiple, and there are other cash prizes. And I should know what's her name. She's a very famous Twitcher. She's coming. She's an alumni. Her name will come in a second. And she's coming over, and she's going to be live twitching the event.
Is this Jennifer?
No, the other one. Not Jennifer Shahade, but she was a Stanford student here. Andre's daughter.
Yeah.
Botez.
Botez. Okay,
what's her name?
And she was
First
here.
name.
Yeah.
Alexander Botez. That's
Okay,
it.
right. And
Sorry,
she
Alexander.
was here during the rapid during the rapid Twitch tournament. Yeah.
So Alexander is coming, and she's gonna Twitch, so you will be able to follow that. But I will proudly represent Mechanics Institute there, and I will be.
And the Chief TD?
And the Chief TD, and I will be posting online, and I'm very, very honored to represent Mechanics at this tournament, and it's good.
Yeah.
It's the strongest tournament in the 16 years, so
because the chess
so
players are
many
getting
girls.
better.
There were not ever over 80 players.
And they're getting better.
And they're getting better. Yeah, we're gonna have 3 WIMs, 7 WFMs, and things like that. So
make some sort of announcement about what we should do when we end the game on the DGT board.
Okay.
Okay, another one. Because the current position is of course wrong.
yeah. So that's about Rui. I use this opportunity to promote that.
No, that's great. And is it limited by age?
Well, yes, it's scholastic tournament, so they have to be 19 years and younger.
Can you come and sit down? No, come over around here and sit down, so we're not seeing your. It's like a running joke here at the Mechanics.
There, no one can see your face.
Yeah.
It's a running joke.
I'm actually about to finish.
Okay.
But I'm really happy. So yeah, it's limited to scholastic girls, so they have to be 19 years or younger. And again, like all the state nominees and all the special invites and the qualifiers, they get free, not only free tournament entries, but free room and free board. All they have to do is fly there. And Susan is so amazing that if the girls are old enough to fly there, she's going to go and get them and pick them up at the airport and drop them off.
Wow.
So it's really an amazing event. So I can't wait to eat together. And I'm gonna be staying in a dorm room too. So
is your daughter coming with you?
No, she's not, and that's a heartbreak. But she's gonna be already in Hungary.
Okay.
But yeah, so I'm excited to sleep in a dorm room and eat together with all the girls and have fun.
Yeah.
It's a very fun event.
Okay. Well, we're interested in seeing what happens in that. And one of the participants is playing tonight, and this is in fact her game right now.
Yes, so we are.
And she's doing very well in this game.
Yeah.
White's probably going to play rook f6 and then play knight d7 and then regain the exchange. But that's not going to help White with the structural problems that he has, I think. So we're just going to leave it at that and go on to the next game, which is international, FIDE master Kyron Griffith playing an A player.
Okay, you're much better in chess.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, we're gonna put Elliot Winslow. Thank you, Judith.
Thank you so much. This is yours, Elliot, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna put it here.
I'm gonna put Elliot Winslow's name here, and I hope Elliot, you sit here for a while because you have nothing else.
As soon as
to
my,
do.
well, I can go home and sleep.
Let's find your name. Elliot Winslow. We don't have Elliot's name here.
That's okay, you won't spell it right. You had me from before, didn't you? There's no order to them?
Doesn't look like it.
Ethan Bull, did you actually get him to speak?
We don't have Elliot's name here. That's because you haven't sat here ever before.
That's not true.
Yeah, but okay.
Well, add me.
Okay, I'm going to try to add Elliot. But you know what? I'm gonna let
Somebody who knows
Juan
what they're
do
doing.
it. Yeah. Okay, but we know. Sitting next to me is international master Elliot Winslow. How did you do in your game today, Elliot?
I won in 19 moves.
You won in 19 moves.
Crisp and
We're gonna take.
shameless moves.
We're gonna look at that game. Let's take a
I don't know if it
look.
was any. I don't know how many blunders are going to show up when I subject it to the proverbial analysis.
Okay.
He resigned. He played queen takes g7, realized it was over, and resigned.
Okay. First of all, you're playing Thomas Mazer, who used to be rated a master. He was a rated
And is
master.
capable of capable of excellent play, as I know all too well. I've lost to him at least once, and maybe even twice.
Okay. And you're just this time you.
It's funny because you can look at people's games more or less, some of them at least, and he's manhandled the white side of the what do you want to call this Sveshnikov / Chelyabinsk / Timoshenko variation, Lasker Pilnik, many times. I've never seen him play the absolute main move, which is what he played, knight b5.
What does he usually play?
He's played everything. He's played knight b3, he's played knight f3, he's played knight takes c6 twice. And they're all not as bad as everybody thinks they are,
Right.
according to Timoshenko's fairly recent book on the Chelyabinsk. That is insane. It's like
isn't that
100
something?
variations.
Isn't that something that they say about modern chess now? Is all these positions that they thought were bad were actually playable, and all these positions that that's what
They thought were playable were actually bad. Yes, that's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, but I mean, like all these, these kind of tepid-looking stuff where people
You don't have to say
kill each
looking.
other.
You could just say tepid. There's
All
a lot of tepid variations.
All these tepid variations are no longer they're played now because
Because they like
sharp
tepidity.
the sharp variations
word,
just
tepidity?
don't lead anywhere.
Tepidness?
Tepidness.
Hmm.
Tepidity. Yeah.
It kind of rhymes with stupidity.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
You have to stupid to conquer.
Okay. Well, you're playing.
And now I was desperately worried before he played that and completely threw me for a loop because I've never really studied A4 except for the last.
Well, there's
20
not
years.
much to study.
That's a
Just
fair
develop
amount.
your pieces.
Well, that's
right?
what I did. But what worried me is that I'm trying to. I haven't talked to him, but I don't know what. He couldn't possibly have learned all there is about knight db5. Bishop g5 and then take on f6, and who knows what kind of sharp line. I don't. He's not the sort of person to hit the books and come up with a, and have a variation to play against this in general. But what worried me is that he happened to be looking at Carlsen versus Caruana, or rather Caruana versus Carlsen,
right,
and seeing that almost every game with Carlsen as black was in the knight d5 line, and there's been all kinds of advances, and
but
they're
he
still
plays
playing.
A4, right? In fact, Caruana played it for black.
What? A4? Oh, he played.
Yeah, he played knight d5.
Well, that's what they do. Wait, he played. Someone played it against him. You mean?
Right. No. Caruana played the positions with black.
No.
Yes, he did. He played it at least once. Yeah, since the World Championship.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, so that happens
I
pretty
forgot
often.
who that was against, but he got a decent game.
And, those
So
games were
bishop
quite crazy.
e6.
So that seemed like the natural move. I wasn't really thinking about it too much.
Although you could play a6 first,
Yes,
because
yes.
now he could play knight d5.
And I can take and move away. And
Right, okay. But you
knight
take with the
d7
bishop.
and, maybe,
Okay.
yeah, or knight b4 even. Bishop c4, rook c8, annoying, but not the end of the world.
Okay.
So
Develop.
this is not right. He should play bishop g5 maybe,
Or bishop
or
d3.
bishop e3. Bishop.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I didn't want to kick him first is I didn't want him getting into c4. So I thought if he would just waste one more move, which he did, and now
Right.
I have rook c8 coming up, and life will be okay. So
And of
now-
course, in this position, you could just play d5 and so on.
and just quote equalize those.
Would probably be better for black.
I don't know. There's a lot of times white wins those. He takes twice bishop f3.
Okay. No,
Anyway.
I mean, this is sharp. This
Yeah,
is.
now he has trouble with c4.
Yeah.
And when, a knight b4 is takes advantage of his a4.
So white's sort of not
That
really.
surprised me.
Yeah.
After a while, unpleasantly. Of course, I can't let him play f5 and push my bishop back. I mean, I could, but I'd rather not. So, and here we are. So I decided to give this a whirl.
This looks, this looks completely
So
right.
queen d2, I have choices. I could play d5 then. That's interesting.
I think white's just kind of
that also surprised me.
thrashing around.
And I thought, oh man, he has knight c4, but he doesn't.
No, queen
takes rook.
a1. Yeah,
No,
if
no.
knight
And knight
c4.
b5, same thing. Queen takes
Right.
rook.
Right. Well done, Elliot. But he's
And now, what do I do? This is interesting. If I play bishop takes d6, he doesn't play some fancy knight move, because again I take his rook. He plays just queen takes to d6, and
then
if I play rook d8, he goes to whatever, queen g3, queen f4. I never can quite make it knight takes e4 work. At least I didn't see any way it was working.
okay.
There's a lot of, rook takes c3, I didn't see any way to make that work either. Much as I wanted to, with or without bishop takes d6. So I just said, wait a minute, I'm just up a pawn with the better development, and his king's in danger. He can't even get castled on either side.
Where's the extra pawn that you have?
I haven't won it yet.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
Thank
coming
you.
So he
Well,
played-
I mean,
that's what I expected. Again, it's always
Right.
knight moves, queen takes rook. So
white is way.
now
over-
here,
Yeah.
well, put that back.
Okay.
He can play knight c4 here, maybe. Queen takes rook, knight takes d6 check, rook takes. It does nothing. Just he takes. It just doesn't work for him. I can
No, it
toss
doesn't
knight
work.
takes c2
It doesn't
check.
work. Yeah.
Nothing ever quite cuts it.
Yeah. And white has just been
I
way
think-
overplaying his
Here I
hand.
am.
That's another simple move.
A simple move by
Yeah.
a simple player.
Very strong.
Did he also have queen e5? No, I wanted to stop him from castling. Right.
Yeah.
Which is sensible.
Well, you've done nothing but just take his pieces like an international master on a rampage.
Well, I
I
don't
mean,
know about that, but it's the Silman School of Chess. He's giving you a pawn. Is there any reason not to take it? No. And also, when I saw that this was not something he could get away with, he could, of course, trade queens and been just a pawn down in an endgame with c2 still weak, my knight ruling b4.
okay, so you've had this calculated
Yeah,
out.
Jen, and he resigned. He didn't give me a chance to do my Steinitz, get up with the demo board and demonstrate queen d2 check. Can you put moves on the board here?
No, but
That's-
tell us.
Well, queen d2 check, king to the f file, queen f4 check, anything, and rook g8, ka-ching. And, any attack of my queen, I win a piece.
Right. Okay, so for folks, let's back home. We're following this. Queen d2 check, king to the f file, queen f4 check,
Guarding f6.
guarding the knight at f6,
As well as h6.
and then rook g8 and
No moves for his queen.
wins the queen. Very
Yeah.
well done, Elliot.
Only too crisp.
And I think that this is a good example of just overplaying your hand. I mean,
By him?
white just overplaying, just
Never
being
quite got
impatient.
together.
I've played lots of games like this with white. Where I've just
But not
been
against
impatient.
Yeah, this was
And-
crisper than usual.
Yeah.
Usually I fumble around, but he did kind of
Congratulations.
into the
Well,
into the
stick
final.
around for a minute. Look at some other games.
Okay.
Unless your ride is,
you've reported on the weather. I take it.
it's hot here in San Francisco.
It was 95 yesterday, or
Yeah,
97, up to maybe even over 100.
What's it like in the East Bay?
That's where it was 97. I don't know what it was
Yeah,
like
it was
here.
95 here.
It got to 101 in San Rafael.
It did?
Wow.
Okay, there you go.
Record-breaking heat here in the Bay Area.
Yes, including in the room of the mechanics, probably. But we've got that great.
Well,
I saw Abel and Drew bringing that device, this tower of a device, into the
The
room.
fan.
And I said, "Isn't that a heater?"
No, it's a fan, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Probably both.
Well, we've decided what we're going to do is we're going to close all the windows and then lock all the doors to the office and listen to all the screams outside.
No.
Just charge for a sauna.
It's charged for a sauna. Michael, did you finish your game?
I did.
How'd you do?
I won.
Wow. So I guess you guys are going home.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay.
I got to figure
Well-
out the scores, the score sheets, and is anybody in here? No.
Not right.
Except for
No.
one.
Yeah. But you can stay for a minute and
Yeah,
take a look at.
we're early. So you
Yeah,
can,
but let's not hang up for an hour.
no, of course not. But
Okay.
yeah, his game was, which you can't show because it's not on the boards. But
It was rather fast.
did you tell him just how much he had stepped into?
Well, I told him that I don't think the line is suspect to begin with.
Well, did you tell him what the move number of the last move that you had on the board at home was?
Yeah, no.
Not the whole game.
No,
but close enough.
no. But
We're having a conversation here between Elliot Winslow and Michael Walder, two masters, and I'm not really sure what they're talking about.
He played Kay Van Rees, who has shown a predilection for the Bishop takes G5 sacrifice also in the special
Bishop takes
code.
B5.
Oh, Bishop takes B5, right.
And which used to be ages ago a lot of fun.
It's scary.
And finally, Kasparov and then others worked out the fun. It wasn't fun. It wasn't so fun for White anymore, except in the famous now Grandmaster Repertoire series in Negi's series on E4, including 3 volumes. So help us on the Sicilian. He covers this line and he suggests that players of White play the delayed knight takes B5,
Yeah.
which is in fact quite an interesting thing because it puts the ball in Black's court.
Okay.
I lost a game to Diane Savride in the 70s.
In the delayed or
the delayed, yeah.
That's the 1970s or the
No,
1870s? No.
I'm not that old. No, I'm sorry, it was the 80s. But yes, early 80s.
Wow.
But
Wow.
we don't know the score.
There's some chess history here,
Did you
folks.
ever find out what the score was? You ever get the moves from her?
No. I'll ask if she has. I haven't. Yeah.
I'm going to jump to...
Anything interesting happening? Is that
we were going to look at Kyron Griffith's game
against Rui.
against David
Oh,
Askin.
Rui's playing Askin. Okay, 4-6. That's right. Rui's playing Diaz. What do we got here? 3, 5, 7. What a muck of pawns. But he's up a pawn. And it's not
White's
going
up a
anywhere.
pawn and maybe
Well, he's
has
better.
G6. Yeah,
got everything.
he's got a lot going for him in this
He can
position.
get to Black's pawns more easily than Black can get to White's.
Yeah. Okay,
Stand off on
Kyron
your-
Griffith is doing well.
The second E pawn is kind of
FIDE master Kyron Griffith.
okay. Board 1. Just go on the board.
I was there already. I'm going to go. Let's quickly go through here. This is a very interesting game. I mean, these are two very strong players. Conrado Diaz versus women's FIDE master Mugi Segmed, and Diaz is playing his usual.
Yes. Slippery and slimy. Well, he's taken to
Torre attack.
he's taken to actually permitting his C pawn to move 2 spaces.
Right, but this
In
is
one
very typical now of.
Yes.
In fact, I think I've seen this game almost.
Okay, so this is as normal as it gets. This is ridiculous. And of course, White has the angle with A4, B5. She's trying to make something happen over there. She refuses to fall for knight takes C4, whether or not it's a fall or not. And what's going
So
on
I
there?
guess it's either Queen F5 or Queen G6.
Is it the Queen G6? Yeah, you can't play Queen D1 so fast. So in fact, the G pawn is not in danger. But what about no, F3 is not to be played.
Yeah,
So
I don't.
Queen G6 makes the most sense to me, but
Queen
knight
F5
takes E4,
with
what
the
do you
idea
think?
of playing Queen H3 makes
Then
some
there's that
sense.
also. Well, she's
Although
always
then
got
knight
takes
E4
Yeah.
and bishop H5. But I think black probably is angling for knight takes E4, you know?
Black is angling.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
we're
expecting.
it. And then both players have sort of good minor pieces. It's an odd position.
But there's no real follow-up. Who's doing what after knight takes E4? There's no D5. F3 is always...
Oh, she would take with the pawn.
She'll take with the pawn.
Yeah.
Has to, I think, otherwise she's going to lose the H pawn.
Yeah, but that frees up D5 for her knight.
Yeah, and that's why I was saying they both kind of have good minor pieces.
Of course, that frees up D6 for his knight.
Right.
No, then that would be gone.
Oh, that's true. I'm sorry. Hello. Oh yeah, the knight.
The case of the missing knight. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. No,
Queen F5 played. Interesting.
Right. Queen
Okay,
F5.
so Queen H3 is annoying.
Well, Queen H3, Knight E4, and then Bishop H5. So
Yeah, well, Knight F6 and
Black is angling for mate.
maybe not mate.
And also Bishop D3, and Black is if Black can
When?
play Bishop
One
D3.
takes bishop.
No, if Black can play Bishop D3.
Oh, Black plays bishop D3.
Yeah.
Well, do you
Black
think that's
plays
not
Bishop
happening?
D3. We're gonna have a, and
So
then
let's see.
Black plays
That's
E5.
White's move in any case.
Yeah.
And is F3 a problem? Not really. There's always, if nothing
Bishop
else,
D3.
Queen H3.
Yeah.
If she doesn't win a draw.
All right, let's move on. I'd say Black has equal chances, if not
He
better.
was in here earlier. He must
This
have-
is Lee versus Ganesh Viswanov.
This one.
Okay, Andy Lee is a strong FIDE master, and he's playing a pretty strong expert
with a
That's
lot of
right.
experience.
with a lot of experience.
Yeah, he's
You left the Natraja. Natraya, however it's pronounced. Oh. Okay, this stupid line.
Elliot says this is a stupid line, but what do I know?
I lost it as white against Derek back when he was an A player.
Okay, it's happened a zillion times, and here it is again. Now, what happens if he takes C5?
This is something I'm completely unfamiliar with, folks.
Yeah.
Gambito.
Uh-huh. And that makes sense. I mean, sort of. There's a pawn at H2 hanging,
Oh, that's a good point.
and there's and
So,
so why going back here though?
why didn't you
Rook
take the pawn?
H2 loses to
Whoops,
the
yeah, that would be
pawn on
annoying.
B7. So this kind of gets the pawn at B7 out of the way.
Excuse me. Okay, or does it? And now. So white.
I like the way White's playing though. It just makes it,
Oh,
it's
no,
all
look at this little bishop G3 action. Just to not that the king was castling anyway.
right.
But in fact, is that really a good move? Maybe rook takes H2 is better.
We're asking if Black should play Rook H2 here.
And then check even if, well,
No, because I.
takes F4 does not win the bishop.
Rook
No,
H.
I'm not.
Rook H2, maybe Bishop takes D6 and Rook C7.
Ooh,
Ooh.
but that is annoying.
Oh, but then, yeah, you can't play
When's the
Queen
queen?
B5 because,
It's hanging. You can't go there.
yeah, because the Queen B5, not Rook.
Well,
The
that's right.
pin.
Bishop's pin, but the queen is.
Yeah.
Okay, so there are problems.
There are problems.
Ooh, and here it is.
Bishop
anyway.
A3.
Screwball.
Well, that is a caveman move, isn't it? With the idea of playing Queen B4. I mean,
Why not Bishop D6 with the idea of Rook C7 again?
Good point. I mean,
Much more relevant.
maybe there's
I guess Black has to play A6 then.
maybe there's
B6,
just a plethora of good moves.
Is it plethora or plethora?
But look at Queen B4 is this nasty
That's the
threat.
idea. Okay, very interesting.
Yeah, that's why I said it was caveman.
Okay. Oh, I see.
A5.
Stop
And
that
now
move.
Andy Lee is thinking.
Really? This is it? Because now Bishop D6 is threatening.
No. Andy Lee's black.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Oh yeah. I mean, Ganesh is thinking.
Ganesh is thinking, and actually,
I'll tell you, I like the way that I'm seeing the experts play in this tournament. They are really going after these FIDE masters with like hammer and tongs, right?
Hammer and tongs.
Hammer and
I
tongs.
don't think those two would go together.
A5 looks as compromised on so many fronts. I mean,
why would you do that?
to
Because
prevent
queen
queen
b4 was crushing.
b4.
So what do you do on bishop d6? That is question.
Bishop
What's your
d6.
How do you guard?
That looks really
How
strong.
do you guard c7? If queen over to d7, you can just play even bishop e5. You just take the square away from both of your knights. You can't be happy. And rook c7. Well, it doesn't win the queen anymore.
But it's awfully powerful.
Not to mention knight b6. Holy simoleon, this is awful. Yeah, Andy's going down.
Andy's going down. This is, I mean, this was like watching your game with Kim.
No, that was Kim.
The game you lost to, I say, Kim.
Well,
That was a horror show too.
When was that? That was last TNS?
Last week.
It was?
Wasn't it last
No,
week?
I didn't lose to Kim last
Who'd
week.
you
I
lose?
beat someone
Well,
else.
maybe it was the first round.
I lost to him last. No, who did I lose to? It wasn't you.
You lost to David Askin.
David Askin, correct.
Oh, maybe that was the game I'm thinking of
Yeah,
here.
that was annoying.
it might have been.
No, that was Doyle
4 points in.
beating David.
He was
that's
winning, and then he.
That was round 2. I'm talking first round is what Elliot lost.
Okay, well, let's,
Yeah, no, that's the
let's
game.
concentrate on
That's
what
the
we got
game.
here.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh, wait, what's it with all? Oh, you changed rounds on us.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, back to where we are.
So let's take one quick look at Shaw's game, and then we'll go back to Tenzing is white versus Brendan Astolis.
Look
I'm
at that.
guessing that he's a.
C4 line.
Hey Barry Capdeville, one of our
doing,
club
man?
players behind us.
Doing good?
I'm doing good. Thank you very much.
Stay loose as I'm losing.
I'm staying loose.
That's the moves.
White knight c3, of course. I hope. No. Yeah. Okay, what's the deal here? That's the deal. No deal.
Brendan
I demand a
Astolis.
redeal. This is a strange way to do it.
Okay. Well, the move orders in the
Uh-oh.
In the con.
in the con, they just drive me nuts. Yeah.
But bishop d3 is a move I've never seen before there. It's very,
Shaw kind of goes his own way in the opening, doesn't he?
Oh no, actually, Bishop D3.
no.
No.
Okay,
No,
we're going to go way
Knight
back
c3
here.
when bishop b4 is not
Yeah.
as scary. It's still. It's
Okay.
not as scary as it used to be, but it used to be the
C4.
refutation.
Right,
So everyone played knight c3, and then nowadays they just play queen c7 anyway. Or plays a3 to stop bishop b4. Anyway, here we are. This hybrid, this sort of double D derivative hedgehog. But it's not so hedgehog. What is this? He's leaping the fence. Okay, well, black's just letting things happen as if nothing mattered. I should have played knight c5 instead of
Yeah, so then I could go to D7.
c7. But here we are, some kind of.
Repeat that for me.
Well, he let his knight go to e8, which maybe won't be the happiest square in the world.
Yeah, so
I moved before.
move before here, maybe
Instead of
not.
b6, maybe.
Instead
Knight
of,
C5. Oh, I see.
Right.
Instead of
Which
B6.
easily trades off if it comes to that.
Well, Knight C5 looks like it might have its Yeah, I see what
Oh,
you're
yeah.
saying. So the other knight can go to D7.
Yeah. But let's see if he gets checkmated. Moving along.
Okay, moving right
So he
along.
went to g4. You would have thought h5.
Oh boy, this looks bad, huh? Whew.
How bad is it? Why didn't he go to queen h5? That would have been my go-to move. And then double on. I once played Elvest in a tournament at a
Elvis,
World
Jan
Open.
Elvis.
Yes, and he just let me checkmate him on the h file. It was really it was like one of those open the f5, open the f file, and then just down with f7 or something.
You know, that's what this broadcast is all about, is boasting about our past.
Well, no, it was just you
I-
can't let this happen to you. And here he goes. He's
And that's what I'm doing in my chess column for the,
Nothing happened to you?
have you been
I'm looking
following?
forward to Winslow versus. I checked the games I have of us is even.
It's even?
Yeah, 3.5 each.
Okay, and are those games all on ChessBase? Have you been following my my
no, I
column?
should. I need to.
There's been 9 chapters so far of
Okay.
like battles between
Have
me
you covered
and
Silman?
I saw.
You'd rather not?
You commonly
You covered the Fermion?
I saw your games
The
against
newsletter.
Tarzan and games
Yeah,
against the Fermion.
Tarzan to Fermion,
That's right,
there's
yeah.
been Lobo,
Yeah.
there's been Craig Marr, there's been like all kinds of people.
Yeah.
And it's been funny because, they're all from the 70s and 80s. But it's funny that you should mention Silman because Silman and Strauss were going to be my next ones only because those were two guys that I just rolled over and died for every time I played them. It was like I couldn't get anything against either one of those guys. They just killed me.
I got a win against Strauss in the Chess Annual 6 up there.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Did you cover Biasis yet?
I would just sit. Yeah, I did. I
You did?
covered my games with Biasis.
You should have had me as guest annotator for that moment
That-
when Peter let it. When
Actually,
I told you the story.
Yeah, you saw that. He took the wrong piece on. He took a wrong piece. He had two ways of capturing a piece. He did it the wrong way and allowed me a miracle draw.
like
an
sorry,
absolute
Carlson,
miracle
but it was a
draw.
fortress. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you like. Bam the move down, smack the clock, and pop out of your chair to go down the hole and smoke. So help us.
Yeah.
And I watched as he went through the Elizabeth Kubler-Ross stages of death and dying, and he was like denial and anger and
Acceptance.
and defeat and finally acceptance. And then he giggled and said the ultimate Biasis line. He looked at me like this and he went, "I was too overconfident."
No, but every time I sat down and played Strauss and Silman, it was just like, oh no, here we go again. I mean, they just chewed me up. It was horrible. It was horrible playing. It was just like I never had a chance against either one of them. And then it became this kind of like, okay, this inevitability.
Inevitability is bad.
Yeah. But, it's funny, you and I played a whole bunch of times, but I don't remember the game. I don't remember us actually sitting down and playing each other. It's funny. You don't remember either,
In
huh?
particular, I don't even know where we play. I mean, of course, mostly here, I guess. But
Yeah,
we play
various
in
tournaments.
People's. I
Yeah.
think there's one over there.
And the,
See
yeah.
that picture? I'm facing the camera and I'm playing Craig Marr and you're right in the foreground. That was the
Think
People's.
so. Yeah.
Well, this game looks over.
So, yeah, this is Tenzing Shaw, and it's just
E5. What's that all
throwing, look at that move, opening up the E4 square, I guess, and preventing...
Why?
Oh, he's sitting in Rook H3 and...
Why didn't he just play like Rook H3 and it's... There it is.
It's
So is there a reason to toss that in? Should be Bishop E2 now, so... Oh, what's this?
Threatening Queen H4.
This is over. But, he has to worry about that.
There comes
the
the
game gets
sack.
interesting. He gave away too much.
Did he?
Well, yeah. Black Star comes. Or does he? Oops. Maybe not. Okay, now what? Oh, he's fighting.
Wow.
What is that?
I guess he, yeah.
It's resignable? Is it? Did he resign? No. Let's just play it. This is where we are.
This is where we are.
And here we are.
So white's up a piece. Queen takes queen.
There's a few pawns involved.
Yeah.
Like 3.
Bishop. I would want to play Bishop F6 check.
Actually, queen takes bishop check and
Bishop takes
bishop
D4.
takes d4. That's pretty smooth.
It looks good, although you might want to leave the bishop on
F6.
F6. But then your knight's attacked. It looks
Oh,
like
no, but knight E4. Oh, no, then he can
then he can pin you.
The fact is, you can play. Yes, the pin is annoying. But Chico say the pin should.
Oh, but it's simple, right? So you just play rook. Oh, no. Is that true?
Queen takes queen, pawn takes queen, bishop F6 check,
King G8.
king G8. Now, if you play bishop D4, black's going to play F5
Or
probably,
some such trouble.
or some such thing. So, you
So,
kinda
so
want
just rook D1.
rook
Pawn takes
D1,
knight.
pawn takes
That
knight.
didn't happen.
Rook takes pawn. Threatening.
Oh, the bishop's still on F6.
Yeah, and you got the mating net, right?
Yeah, but black
C2
might be
might
making
be a
a
mistake.
queen.
Yeah, or
Black might be making a new
Yeah,
queen.
C2 annoying.
So I like your way of thinking though, and I'm sure that the Tenzing is trying to do something like that.
He's figuring this through. He's pretty good with stuff like this. He won't screw it up. He's got a good hour.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Back up to board one.
Okay.
Ivanov, we left it at this position,
It's a
and then
what's left of a check Benelli.
yeah, where Black lost the tempo deliberately by playing e6 and then e5.
Oh, really? That's dedication.
White might be overthinking this. He's definitely better. Knight b5 looks like a good move.
C5 resigns.
C5.
Except he takes twice. He takes with the D pawn and then with pieces, so he doesn't have to.
Right.
Some other E pawn hands.
Yeah.
That's actually sort of interesting.
I don't get what you're saying. You got
Think I do?
discover attack on the queen.
Well, no,
No,
take
you
with
don't
the
take
D
with the B
pawn.
pawn.
So we're looking at C5,
Pawn,
D
knight,
takes
bishop, rook on
C5, and then maybe knight E5. I don't know if I'd do that.
It doesn't work because
Well, then the E pawn hangs.
the E pawn. No, you never get to take it. Either he plays D takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. On the bishops, you can't
Right,
take the E pawn.
yeah.
And if bishop takes, knight takes on the queen, you can't take.
All right,
the
so maybe White should just play knight B5 here or something like
yeah,
that.
that doesn't do a whole lot. What does that do?
So if C5 pawn takes, knight takes pawn.
But
Well,
then
you
C
lose on-
takes
get crushed on
B4.
B4.
Then the pawn takes on B4. Okay, well, I don't know.
Must be
Ivanov's
annoying for him. He
better.
probably thought he was just winning.
Here's Sotokova. Okay, we left it at this position, which we thought Black was overplaying, and she played Queen F3. Queen C3 was played.
Well, my
Wow.
you're
Okay,
fine.
that connects the rooks.
But now the deep. No,
That
actually,
connects the rooks.
he only
And
take on F6 once. But so what does White do?
and
Rook takes G5.
Black. Then Queen takes F6.
Oh, that's right. My rook's hanging. I can't.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. So rook takes G3, pawn takes, bishop takes E5. Oh, my other rook's hanging. No, can't do that.
Yeah.
But I could double rooks.
Black's in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Black should be in trouble from this
Oh, wait. Oh, F7 's
horrible.
Yeah, mate.
Knight and D7 would be hanging with check
hanging. Yeah, boy,
too.
is he falling apart. Okay, this is.
Well, this was Black way overplayed his hand. Okay, Bishop E5 is played. That
We'll fumble along. That gets for the F7 problem and the D7 problem. Yeah, maybe you should have just played Queen takes F6. You would have played Bishop takes E5 and then taken a rook.
Well, wait a second. So what's going on?
White's either going to play Bishop takes F6 or D takes E5. D takes E5, Rook G5.
That isn't quite a mate thread. No, this is not clear at all.
No, it's not clear. It's not clear.
Wait a second. So what about the positions of Rook C1?
Useful, but you can't get in there.
Queen D4, maybe.
How annoying. Yep. So if
So it's either D5 or Bishop takes
okay,
F6.
so just a minute. First of all, where do we stand? It's all about. It was actually even. Mate.
Even, yeah, even.
Oh, he
Okay,
took
D
on
takes
E5.
E5 was played by
Stopping me from
Natalia.
wasting my time with Bishop takes F6. Good. Okay, so well, he doesn't actually have to take. He could move his knight something. So that's asking for trouble.
I'd say Rook G5 looks just
Okay, then
about
you have to look
four.
at.
Queen F6 and then doubling
Let's take
rooks.
with the E pawn
Yeah,
on the knight directly.
that's
And
true.
knight F5 is possible. Oh no, it isn't. That's horrible. No. You can't let that. That ain't happening.
So Rook G5, EF6.
So where does black go? Knight
Has
to
to move,
G6,
yeah.
probably. And then what?
And then the
Oh.
Rook C1 is looking.
Yeah, it's always legal, but it doesn't really do a lot.
We are deeply flawed human beings
Okay,
trying to
philosophical.
analyze a game that all we need to do is turn on the chess engines, folks. But live. Somebody's asking us: is live stream is always on Tuesdays only?
Well, the Tuesday night marathon.
Folks,
hint, hint.
Yeah, we have a Tuesday night tournament, and so but coming up on what's the date?
Oh, right, on the 21st or 3rd.
22nd to 23rd.
June 22nd at 2 p.m. I think we are going to be live streaming the William Addison Memorial Tournament, and we're going to have grandmasters playing in that tournament. That's the weekend after the National Open, and we are going to be expanding our live streaming. So that is the answer
You're
to
going to
you,
get some real
sir.
commentator.
Yeah, we're going to have Nick DeFermian commenting, sitting here with me and commenting as well.
That should be good.
So I have a person in a green T-shirt standing behind me. I love the Bruce. Nice
Where
to
was
see
your
you.
game?
Like board 7, something really exciting. I'm wondering.
Are you playing?
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're not. Okay.
I'm bored like.
Okay, let's take a look at board 7. Tenzing shot.
Oh,
Okay.
that's what I thought. Okay, Queen F3 seems to
Oh, so Tenzing played Queen
be. You're
F3.
threatening both the rook on A8 and Bishop F6 check.
Oh,
That's over, right?
most annoying.
So Bishop B7. Oh, but that's not a move you want to
check.
play.
Oh, that
Queen takes B7. Bishop check. I like that. Bishop B7, Knight D5. Just throw. That's actually possible,
It's
but
not 95.
94 maybe, no, even. Oh, no, 94, no, sorry.
No,
yeah,
just take the
94.
bishop. You
just take the bishop. I would say now black is
And then just go back, and then
really
you're up
2
2
pieces
pieces.
down. Yeah,
Let's not be ridiculous.
that's a lot of
And you
pieces.
can't move your F pawn.
That's a lot of pieces.
B7 is not a
folks.
half bad place for your
So
queen.
wait a second. So
Time. Whenever he
I was
says, wait
looking
a second,
at,
can't let him get away.
so Queen D7,
Don't let him go 2 seconds. What?
Queen D7.
Oh, for black. Well, that's just...
Behind me in the green T-shirt is Bruce Ricard. Okay, so
can't do
Queen
that.
F3 was a very good move.
Yeah, I have Queen D7, Bishop check, and Rook takes H7. I am not amused.
Is that winning?
Yeah, it's just me.
Okay.
Okay. Elliot Winslow is predicted mate. Okay, so that.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, Ivanov Wong, we're still back here.
I know there's a population problem, but that isn't me.
Sodakova, this happened. Rook takes G5.
Nothing new.
We kind of knew that was going to
She's
happen.
playing white.
And this is Roy versus.
We haven't looked at this at all.
Well, we did.
Oh, I haven't.
We did from this.
Oh, wow. Whoa.
White is playing under a positional deficit, a
But she
bad.
refuses, yeah, but plus a pawn. No, no pawn. There's no pawn here, but that knight's on the wrong square. On E7, it should be up to. But, whoa! Okay, that is radical. But actually, it might just be very good. What the heck?
Okay, well that was the obvious move here because no way to defend F7,
You're right.
right? Except for this
this,
brilliant move,
And, oh, rook takes F5. Okay, now
picking up the
the game
exchange.
has just been scramblized.
White's now straightened up his pawn structure at the cost of
An exchange.
the exchange, but
No, this is still interesting. Oh, rook A D8. Who would have thought it? Oh, Queen F3.
Wow.
So C6.
White needs to be kind of precise here.
But it ain't going to be easy.
And black does too.
C6.
Interesting
pretty
position. I mean, it's black for choice unless it's a forced checkmate.
What can black do against 94?
honest. 94 is not.
Well, 94 is not. Oh, okay,
Well,
94 is just. Yeah. I think, backing up one move, rook d8. I would have instinctively played rook e8 here. And maybe even this other rook. The rook at f8 is no longer needed to defend anything on the f file, so maybe getting it out of the way by playing rook f8.
Yeah, I think that was a possible critical flaw.
Don't you think so? Yeah, I maybe.
But let's see that 94.
So who's winning, guys?
This is not clear because I
Looks
think
like
she's
it.
made an inaccurate move
So
here.
what's 94 is actually what do you do? Oh, Queen F3. Because
Well,
anyway,
take away the other right squares.
And
yeah,
then
threatening
you try to
94.
go after this black queen.
Yeah, with 94.
because Queen G4 would have been illegal, but actually H3 would just crush it. Would get the queen in.
Well, if I could put the black queen on e5, I would.
We have rules.
Queen f6, 94, queen e5, and then okay, you
Except
get.
he just jumped over a pawn.
And I'm saying
Queen
queen
F6.
f6.
Oh, but yeah, but I can take on D7, on B7, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
more,
race.
even more pawns. Yeah. So rook d2 runs smack into knight e4.
Just smacking it. So wait, it's black.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
see. Maybe rook F8. Maybe that's not so bad. After
Yeah.
94 then, and wins the exchange back, and then white's up a healthy pawn.
Yeah, if queen h4, g3, queen
That's
h3.
not the end of the world.
That's
No,
not
knight
the
F2,
end of
yes
the
it is.
So Black's queen is actually under attack here. I think this rook A8 was.
Took away the last square for the queen.
I want to see how long she spent on that move.
Can you? Oh,
Yeah,
over there.
right
Are
here.
those clocks accurate?
I think so.
Yeah.
About 7 minutes. It's funny. It's a little bit of a superficial move. Queen F3 is a surprisingly strong move.
Oh,
King H8. I like it. All right.
Queen
I guess.
E7,
I hope I like it.
Could have an E3 check.
Knight E4, Queen E7, F6, Queen E5, maybe.
Got to lose.
I keep wanting to be on that E5.
In fact, if G7 and if F6, Queen G6 is not going to be winning the queen later.
Okay. All right. Black is trying to organize a
But
defense.
this, I'm not
Okay.
sure this is so healthy.
Okay.
So just queen takes at B7. Queen checks
Let's
E3
take a look
check,
at
no.
Kyron Griffith, who is centralized as king, exchanged a pair of rooks since we've seen this
Needs to
last,
break through though.
and now that's right. Still needs to break through. And it might not be that easy to do.
Oh, preventing bishop C7. So what does white have?
What arrangement of white pieces is good
You're
here?
looking for maybe bishop B4. How's that rook ending?
Bishop to maybe playing H4
Probably
and trying
lost.
to gain.
Because we're trading rook D6. It's off the pawn. So that's annoying.
Trouble for black. H4 is a possibility with the bishop to
I don't
E1
know if I
and.
don't want bishop G takes H4 and giving the pass pawn. But
No, I'm saying you can play rook H1 and bishop E1 and H4 if,
oh yeah, but
if there's no other way to go through here.
Oh, black would just ignore it.
Yeah, but then you take on
But
a.
what is going on? Let's think.
Okay.
That's white. That is a plan, I guess.
Do you see another
What's the
plan?
For white, well, you rook B1, A3, B4, and
Rook
trying to
B-
get.
I
You
see.
don't have to play A3. Just rook B1, B4, A4, B5, and creating a pass pawn over there. The fact is, it's 4 versus 4 on the king side, but your extra pawn, you'd like to. You're rather glad it's not your extra e pawn, but it's over there. You're just creating.
That's a good idea. That's a very good idea. So
fact,
we're looking at
B4 right away. Why screw around? Oh, because you have C5. Rook B1, C5, A3. Whoops, never mind. I don't think you want to lose the exchange again. Once it's
no
off.
B4, A4, and then rook B1 and B5. Okay. Okay. This tournament is not for title players only.
No.
And in fact, most of our tournaments, 11 to Vlad,
There are sections in this one.
there are sections, but we're just streaming the top 10 boards because that's kind of traditional. But actually, in the Addison, we're going to be streaming only the top 6 boards and then the top 4 boards in the lower ranked sections as well.
The top board in each lower rank
In
section.
each lower ranked section, yeah. So we're gonna, so that'll be something different. We're trying to aim the streaming at club players. So we're gonna have grandmasters, Grandmaster Nick DeFermian
Still,
commenting.
I think of Menken's line
What's that?
about how eventually democracy manifests it finds its perfect form in which everybody elects a mirror of themselves a complete idiot or something like that.
Well, on the other hand,
So by putting
on the other hand,
top D player on the
elite chess players don't make the world go round, and this club, this club has a lot of players that are not just the top elite players,
of course.
and we're giving them forum.
Something that would be interesting.
Yeah, no, to have your game. I mean, we all go to Chess Bomb, and now you can go to Chess Bomb and watch top 10 boards on the TNM.
Now you can bomb and be on Chess Bomb.
Now you can bomb and be on Chess Bomb. But we all love that stuff. Watching live games on, and to see, it's a thrill to see your game being analyzed by Stockfish. I mean, like on an actual website and so on and so forth. So, True Vlad, come on down and play in our tournaments, no matter what your rating is.
True Vlad 11.
Yeah. So, no matter what your rating is, you are welcome to come and play here. All right, let's take a look at. This is Diaz.
Oh yes, they finally took on E4.
H4, Queen F5 was played, and knight E4, DE4.
I don't know if I like what he's doing. Oh, King G2.
G2. Well, I guess you don't want that queen sitting on H3.
Really don't want the queen with that. He's thinking about F3. He's always thinking very rad. Okay, and knight F6 and F3, knight D5. I don't know.
This game seems to me to be in some kind of dynamic balance. I mean, yeah, white can break foot on the queen side, and
or let me think. F3 knight. Let's see. Knight F6, F3 knight D5, queen D2. No fooling. Yeah, maybe black takes over E4. So knight D5 would be a mistake. But yeah, he has the more amazingly he has the more dynamic pawn breaks and things, ways to change this.
Black can go for E5.
Ah, okay, that's interesting. But doesn't actually. It's kind of like a rock at a stone wall. It's not doesn't necessarily do anything. But F3, if white can mobilize the E pawn, that could be a problem.
It could be.
Maybe, yeah,
this game seems to me to be in a sort of a dynamic equality here, with maybe just the better player is going to win. Let's put it that way. I'm copping out, folks, but okay, so here we go. This game, this was a great game. So knight A4, bishop D6, let's go quickly back here. Black won the exchange,
A5.
but came under this.
Oh, wait, that's impossible. Oh, no, it's not. I'm sorry.
After A5, we were looking at bishop D6 here, folks. But maybe taking en passant is right.
Not half bad either, but it just gets taken. Look at this mess. 4-6. Okay, so black's down a pawn.
But black is up the exchange.
Oh.
Bishop B5 is a threat. Will the F...
I got a few more ifs. A few more buts. Yeah, bishop B5 check is a...
King D8. Okay, so black...
Still, I don't like this. B4, B5.
What about bishop D6? Trying to
also legal.
Ringing
or
in
bishop F8. Let's win a pawn. Rook H7.
Wow. I don't know. I think white. If I was white back here, okay, white played bishop d6 is sort of containing. I mean, knight b6 is a huge threat now.
Indeed, it is.
Black is really.
That is
did Andy Lee lose a game here in the last Tuesday night marathon, or maybe in the first round of this one? No, he took a bye.
So rook c8.
He's had
hanging a knight. Oh yeah, trade and hangs a knight. That's bad.
Again, black seems to be in trouble here. Domination.
Yeah.
Domination. Knight d7 maybe. Knight d7. Okay, knight d7.
Knight d7, is that your final answer?
Knight d7, knight d7. What about knight d7? Knight d7. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Maybe not so bad for black. Let's go back. Let me take one last look here, folks. I don't think he should have traded queens with pawn takes pawn en passant.
I don't know.
Bishop d6. That was our move.
A5.
Queen d7. Bishop e5.
But maybe sometimes people they don't get to play en passant very often. And they can't pass the opportunity.
They can't let it pass, huh? Okay. That was like a double pun on your part, Elliot. Amazing.
Okay, so.
Okay, all right. Let's move on. to Tenzing Shah.
what a mess.
Queen F3 was played attacking the rook on A8 and black played F6.
F6. Wow. Hanging the rook.
I guess
What?
that's the only move, and Tenzing is...
Oh, he's got D7 covered. So queen takes rook, pawn takes bishop, queen A7, queen D7 or bishop D7 or
or
something.
Queen G7 even.
Oh, good point.
But although your piece down,
Okay, just
fractured.
you are. Yeah, that's always been a problem.
But White's rook is starting to look out of play on H.
What do you do on bishop E3? Oh!
right now?
Yeah, queen E5. I'll say
Well,
that.
what about something like just rook to D1, sniping off the D pawn?
Oh, that's right. F takes G5 is not exactly a threat. The king D7 could be in there.
White has various possibilities, but so does black.
And then now you've done it. We can just rook
How
F1.
do you like that expert chess analysis?
Yeah, what do you do on
here?
rook F1? I guess king G7 desperately defends F6, so 94. No, it doesn't work.
Rook H4 is maybe a convenient move for White too.
Aha.
To
In
attack.
fact, rook
at
F1, king G7, rook H4.
Queen E5.
Bishop H6 check.
Ooh.
To collapse.
Okay, so Rook F1, King G7 is out of the question.
Which means
although maybe Black can throw on Bishop E7 at some point.
That always gets crushed.
I think you're right. Okay.
H7 goes.
So,
Doesn't the same thing happen after rook D1?
but we're looking at Rook F1, which just looks crushing.
Yeah, it's over.
Rook F1.
F5, queen takes.
What if Bishop B7?
Queen takes bishop.
Oh, can't. No time to play F takes G5 because of Queen H7 mate. Rook F1, folks, looks like it might be all she wrote. If King G7, Rook H4, attacking the Queen, and then Bishop B7, you take it with check. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that simple Rook F1 move of yours, Elliot.
Yeah, rook D1 may well win, but rook F1 is.
Well, so if rook F1, bishop D7.
D7. Bishop takes F6 check. That trades
queen
only
takes.
trades queens. Oh, look at that. Both rooks are hanging. King G7, forking the rooks.
Oh, wow.
Good one.
That is a very unique. It's almost like
Rook
a
takes
chess
H7
board.
check, and then I get your bishop also, and I'm still up a knight.
So let's go back through that. Rook F1, Bishop
To D7,
D7,
play.
Bishop F6 check,
Rook
takes, Queen takes, Rook takes, King G7,
forking the rooks. Rook takes H7
Rook
check.
H7 check, and Rook takes D7. Oh, nice. Or
King takes H7, Rook F7
and
check.
if King F6, Rook D7.
And Rook D7 how conveniently removes the D pawn.
Nice variation. Nice,
And
beautiful.
What are the pawns? The pawns are irrelevant. It's like,
You're welcome. You're welcome, Levin True Vlad 2.
oh,
Okay, where do you live?
almighty Vlad.
Okay, let's go. Let's see. It looks like, okay, so we're predicting, all right, let's look at Chambers Dixit. Let's go all the way back and just go through this game quickly because we haven't seen this game.
No, I saw a bit of it on the floor. It looks like some old Auerbach.
Tall game, yeah.
It looks like some Auerbach, only it's not an Auerbach. Uh-oh. This is a...
This is wild.
A bit. Yeah, it is
A little, yeah, I'm not sure that this is...
unlikely to work, but you never know. Oh, what's this? Hold it. What do we have here?
You regain your piece, but you lose your face. Right?
Oh, it's
Oh, maybe. Ooh.
Yeah, there's a shot.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, is it over? It is over. It should be. Wait a minute. Hold it. Not quite over. No, 92. Over.
Or that.
Oh, my goodness.
This is
A great suffering. No, he never had a
White's
chance
2 pawns up.
Whoop.
That's it.
Exchange
Okay,
daring.
folks.
Go ahead, make my day.
Nice move by Ezra there. I like that.
Can they hear us in the other room?
No, I mean, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I think right at these boards they can hear us if we're really loud. Nice move, Rook C6.
Was it nice enough? And now he has Rook C7. That hangs the B pawn. Well, he says, doesn't care. Wait a minute.
Now Rook C7. Okay, so yeah, something happened here.
What is going on? You know what he could have done? He could have pushed. to b6, because if bishop takes c6, pawn takes knight takes b6, c7.
This is still good, though.
This is still good for white. It looks like white's just.
Oh yeah, it's all happening. Oh yeah, winning multiple pieces. Ouch, 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 ouch.
If rook b1, bishop b1, and then
Yeah,
if
c8
bishop
hangs.
b1, rook c8, and that's the end of the game.
Yeah, okay.
And black is also down to 9. Yeah, Arun, you've run out of. You're running out of options here. You tried to mix it up with the FIDE master, the young FIDE master, and you took the fight to him, but it was a little too aggressive on your part, Aaron. All right, so let's go to, you've seen this masterpiece here. Queen d2 check and queen f4 check and rook g8 would win. And finally, on board
What is this?
10, Michael
This is
Askin,
interesting.
let's go all the way back to the beginning. Michael Askin, 2 experts are playing on this board, I think. And this is a Dutch Leningrad.
A little weird.
Queen a3 strikes me as being odd, but it stops
For b4, I would
e5
have thought.
and stops e5.
Does it?
Well, because of d6 hanging.
Oh, right.
So it's kind of an maybe it's
Wait,
an
someone's
idea.
doing-
Maybe
This I don't know what this is about. Oh, because he was threatening c4. Okay, it's still going on. Could he have taken on c5? It was after all hanging.
You could take on c5
Oh,
and then
it's
play
almost-
knight e4.
oh, I'm sorry. No, it's not hanging as much as I
Yeah,
thought
it
was.
gives up the e5 square. So
Yeah,
I don't
takes-
think black
takes
wants to do that.
b4. Okay, so here we go. Whoop.
All right, that was
Defending
bishop
d6,
f4. Yeah, defending g6.
Whoa.
And that's radically.
Stopping g5.
Yeah, it does stop g5.
As well you ought to. Now what? Takes knight d2. Actually, when do you do that?
Sorry, say that again.
Take knight d2.
g5.
Ah, okay, legal. He has bishop e5, but maybe that hangs f2.
Hard positions. Actually, this looks like a really pretty well played game so far. You know, I mean, yeah, actually, I think it's got both players
Move
are
top
kind of.
boards closer to the camera
Both-
or move camera. Yeah. Top boards.
Oh, the top boards. Okay, we have a fixed.
that
Yeah,
thing.
what you're seeing there is just a view of the playing hall.
Yeah.
Rob Todd. It's possible we could fix the camera, the spy camera out there in the chess room is a
But
fixed.
he's right, you should move it up. Like,
Is a
tilt it
fixed
somewhat.
camera. Yeah, and this whole interface, like you see this is. It could be tilted up.
You'll note that it's a fisheye camera, which is completely appropriate.
Fisheye camera, yeah. Our little, it's just sort of like it's a view into the playing hall. At some point, we might get a camera on the top boards. I'm not sure how that's going to work.
What's that TV show?
So actually, what you're seeing is just a kind of it's only one half of the playing hall. There's another or the
and there's
playing
two
room.
rooms.
There's another whole half of that room that you can't see, and then there's another room even where another 20 boards. 15, 20 boards are, and then there's a Skittles room as well with a big chess club. But I sometimes look at that and wonder myself, is that the best view of the chess room? And we're taking all suggestions. All right, so black has played d5, and then knight.
We go soon. Yeah.
Looks like white lost the b4 pawn, which is not good here. And now white's spending oozles of time. Andrew Tratner on board 10 is a 2052 player. Okay, so he's an expert. This tournament is strong. You can just switch boards, don't need to move camera. Oh, I see.
Close to the noise.
Okay, I think the thinking is that the what?
Oh, thanks.
Oh, Ezra,
Hey.
come sit down.
No, I don't want to.
Oh, you don't want to this
Well,
time.
no, I want to sit down, but I don't want to like kick anyone else out.
No, we want
Well,
to.
we want to kick
Okay.
them. We want to kick them out.
Yes, we want to be kicked out.
The reason
Doing
why
you guys a service.
I'm answering this guy's question here. I'm joined here by FIDE Master Ezra Chambers.
It's still possible for me to win a game against a low-rated player.
I'm going to put your name up here in lights, Ezra.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. I'll organize them.
Okay, and then transition, and there you are.
Oh,
Scoot in a little bit so we can. Ezra, right now I'm answering a question here that Rob Todd 123 asks. He says, suggestion: move top boards closer to the camera or move camera. I said that we were just offering a look into the chess room, and that we, maybe down the line we might get a view onto the top two boards.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
he said, well, you can just switch boards, don't need to move the camera. But the reason that we have those boards, that we have the top boards all the way down at the end of the hall there, is it's quieter, and we don't respect our top players at all. But just for the sake of propriety, we put them in the back because we know that they have tender egos and might complain
Nobody
about the
cares
noise.
about what games those are.
Yo, Random FM from Austria here. Didn't know there was a FM garbage sale on Twitch right now.
garbage or garage sale? I don't know what a garbage sale is.
Yeah, well, we have FIDE Masters coming out of our ears. Look at
Yeah.
that. FIDE Master
Crawling
Ezra
all over the
Chambers, FIDE Master Paul Whitehead. What is this? They're a dime a dozen.
Well, from the camera angle, you can see my
FIDE
dad.
Master used to be just basically considered a booby prize.
You know what? I like garbage and garage. I think that suits us, That,
Yeah.
we'll
Maybe it's like a
Is FIDE
combination.
Masters-
We'll
by the way,
take it. We'll take it lightly.
There's no title. It's not actually a.
Oh, Dion's
there's no
Joe.
forms.
Okay, yeah. Well, we have street cred. We have street cred.
That's right. Street smarts,
We
street
have street
cred.
smart, street cred.
All that.
I've knocked off a few strong players in my time, and plus, here's my opportunity to laugh at everybody.
I get sometimes, but I have to scrape it off my shoes.
Yeah. We have an international master back there who's piping in, Elliot Winslow. We may not be the Manhattan Chess Club in full flight with Bobby Fischer and Robert Byrne here, but we're doing the best we can.
Speaking of Robert Byrne, my game, the opening I played was based off a game William Lombardi against Donald Byrne.
Okay, let's take a look at your game.
I didn't play a good game, but
It looked
it's a
to me
cool
like
opening.
you kind of he went for it.
I
and
I played too quickly though. Queen E2. There might be a better move than Queen E2.
All right, we're going to take a look.
Probably is.
We're going to take a look at your game.
Tomorrow.
Actually,
Oh, right. Well, yeah, the camp will be going on. There won't be a
let's see.
What time?
Way down there.
There you are.
Well, the
Yeah.
hospital's at 1, so I'll
Did
be
he
back
resign
at
after Bishop C2?
Right. Yes.
They'll be.
We don't have a result.
I'll call. I'm sure something will.
We don't. For some
Because
reason,
they'll be here by 11.
the results not recording
No, but I'm saying it'll be ready.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
on the DGT boards. The results not recording on Ezra's game. Did you
Oh, it
guys
hasn't
move?
been done yet?
Did you guys move the
Yeah.
kings
He
into
resigned
the?
after Bishop C2. Oh no, we set up the pieces again, but we didn't move the key.
I
Oh,
think
you're
that
supposed
that's
to move
the
the
problem.
kings.
Yeah, you set
I
up
don't
the
learn what the
pieces.
right thing to do is because I don't even.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a
Sorry.
little. We're gonna have a. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do a little.
Yeah.
Before the next round, we're gonna have a little information thing about how to set up the DGT.
We've announced them to.
I didn't- sorry, I
pause
didn't
the
hear it.
clock and.
I didn't hear
Okay.
about the
You-
kings.
That
You
means you
want-
get a
Yeah,
forfeit
right after
loss.
I don't remember hearing about the kings.
That's okay. It's
middle.
fine. It's fine. I'm not even sure how I'd know how to do it.
Yeah, I thought it was symbolic. I didn't think it was like a technology thing.
Ezra.
Did you?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Did you do Bishop C2?
And then resign.
Ezra, I'm going to go use the restroom for a second. Would
All
you
right.
mind? Would you take over here and show
Sure, yeah.
the assembled crowd your game?
All right.
All right. I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
Okay. FIDE Master Ezra Chambers.
Bye. Good night.
Good night, you guys.
So, too early to make a comment so far. H3. So, okay, castles. And now the main move is knight f3, and the trendy move is bishop e3. But I played sort of. It's an interesting idea, bishop g5, and the reason I played it was because I read about this system in William Lombardi's book. He played a game against Donald Byrne in this line, and he explained some of the ideas. And I thought it was interesting and tried it out. I beat a national master fairly quickly with this in one of the weekend tournaments here at the Mechanics Institute. And I believe in this line, so I played it. C5, I believe this is the best move also. One of the rules in King's Indian defense is if white develops the dark squared bishop early, black should play c5 to try to take advantage of this. d5. So I don't like this move, queen a5. I think the best move here is either e6 or b5 for black. And it's an interesting game. It's, I don't know that much theory here, so I can't really tell you. I mean, e6 should be the best move, but I mean, it's a game, so it's neither side's winning or anything. But queen a5, so most principled move here, I think, for white is bishop d3, and that's probably the best move. Yeah, and I thought so during the game, but for some reason I thought, okay, I'll just go queen d2, and then yeah, his queen will have to move back or something. But yeah, so I think bishop d3 was better than queen d2, but I thought, yeah, queen d2 might be trickier, making his queen look kind of, like I
So now normally black would play c5, b5, and then play a6.
I think your b5 or e6 were the best moves.
I've played b5. I've played b5 in this position, but you can play queen a5 first, and then.
Oh really?
I think you can play this.
I'm not aware of any theory here.
Like after queen d2, a6, and I think you.
Yeah, that's what he did.
Yeah. So then what?
But Lombardi in Lombardi's book, b5, cb5 was the line, and then he gave the line as unclear in the end.
Yeah.
Which I think is more or less
played
true.
That.
So, but here he has to play b5, I think, or
b5 looks right to me.
Because, sorry.
No, keep walking.
Yeah.
Yes. So.
Isn't this the line where you should include h6 before e6? Perhaps.
I don't know about that. Like h6, it's always hanging in the end. Like I just put my bishop on e3. I'm not sure. Like I beat a guy pretty quickly. I don't know any theory in this line, but I beat a guy pretty quickly, and I was always after that convinced that h6 was like. I don't know, but it's probably very concrete. So.
I think that might. You mean with if black doesn't play queen a5, that might be true.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but I'm not. It's been many years since I played this.
I'm not sure.
I'm sure I would mix everything up and play the wrong thing here.
Well, I don't even know any theory here.
Okay. Well, you can
get away with it sometimes.
You can get away with it a lot of the time. So what happens after knight f3?
So yeah, he should have gone b5, I think. Here I can also just castle, let a4.
A4, you're like, okay, so he plays b5 anyway and gives up 2 pawns.
Yeah, this can't be correct. I was just like, no way. I mean, maybe, but it's important, by the way, ab5, I can't play bishop takes b5.
Because of knight e4.
Right.
And then rook b5.
Yes, exactly. But I have to play knight takes b5. But then it's a pawn up.
Well, okay. So wait a minute. Hold on.
Yeah.
If you play bishop takes b5, ab5, bishop b5, knight e4, rook b5.
Right.
Queen a5, rook a5, bishop e7. That doesn't work because of rook e8.
Rook e8, like.
Yeah, white should be castled.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not. Okay.
And also, but if you played ab5, knight b5, for example, queen d2, and then maybe knight d2 or king d2. Even bishop d2 is interesting, but like
Yeah, I don't think
I don't think
black
the
did
rook
wrong
is
thing.
misplaced on b8. The
Yeah.
other rook needs to be on b8, and I have a knight on b5, which is ideal for him.
I think this is a way that black sacks a pawn or two and just gets a bad game.
yeah, he should
White
probably
can play
like
the right thing.
play e6 or something here, like not just leave the pawn on b5
Right. Okay.
to try to play bishop takes.
Instead, a little panic.
Yeah, I thought this was it. And then here maybe queen. There's probably a better move than queen e2. I wasn't sure what though. Like bishop d3, knight c5 threatens knight b3. I wasn't quite sure.
Yeah, you put this in the computer at home and figure it out.
Yeah, queen e2, but like it shouldn't work for black. What's 2 pawns up?
No, and what you did was fine. I mean, because he sacrificed everything and nothing worked, right?
Yeah, I honestly blundered. Just the b2 was hanging. I thought he was gonna play bishop takes c3 here and then king e2. But I mean, but even here, like this pawn is hanging. There's no way to defend it.
Yeah. And all
It's
black's
pretty
doing is
terrible.
kind of regaining things. And
Yeah, and this is still hanging in the
yeah,
structure.
that's a big problem.
Yeah. Like here, if bishop c3, I was even considering rook at f to b1, forcing queen takes a1, and then rook a1, but his king is really weak, and his pawns...
And you have a okay.
Yeah, I don't think it's... I think it's rather close to decisive.
Was that the right move, queen b4? Because that made him vulnerable to bishop d6 shot.
Yeah, but if he goes queen a5, queen e7, and queen d6,
Yeah.
it's like... it's crumbling, I think. Yeah, I even think queen e7 is good here, but I thought this was winning during the game, and I think it is.
Yeah.
There's a kind of nice line
Another
here.
nice shot.
Yeah, well, because I have to save the piece otherwise.
Right. Yeah. No.
And there's kind of a nice line
Everything
here.
just worked perfectly.
And knight a4, bishop a4, rook a4, rook takes c8, and then b6. There's no way to stop the b pawn.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So it kind
And
of.
that rook c6 is a nice.
I'm not
move.
sure because he doesn't have to take it. That's the
No,
thing.
but you're threatening his knight, and it
Yeah,
saves the
sure.
b pawn. So that's a nice move.
Yeah, if bishop c6, dc6, I think. Threatening bishop takes f7 check,
Yeah.
and also bishop c7 looks over.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
More
then,
domination.
Yeah, and then if rook b5 here.
Rook d7, rook b5.
No, rook d7, rook c5.
Right.
So it's
Bishop.
I think it might be.
Rook b5.
There's some move I was thinking about. I can't even remember. It was like rook c1. That's right. And then how does he defend d7?
Right, he can't play bishop f5 because of g4. I guess.
And the d7 c8 complex
Right.
is just falling.
Okay.
And then rook b1. If bishop c4, a4,
Yeah,
knight
this
d2.
just looks untenable. Yeah, very well done.
Nice shot.
No, you played a good game. I think he just he overdid it, and
he kind of like went all out from very early on.
I'll tell you what, though, that's been a very successful strategy in this tournament by experts, like just going for the feeding.
Going
it really
for the throw.
has.
I think that's how low rated should try to play against high rated. Like that's what I try to do against high rated lots of times. Just going for it.
Rook a5, bishop d2. Oh, I like that.
Where is this?
In that line, questing beast. Let me tell you something, questing beast. That looks really good. That's a very interesting line. If we had a way to test things here, we are playing right now with without. So let's see, a b5.
Bishop b5.
Bishop b5. Knight e4, knight e4, rook b5, queen a5, rook a5, bishop d2. I like it.
But I mean, the thing is, like, black has 2 bishops there. I don't know. It's like somehow it seems like a banco is, but kind of okay. Like I don't know, rook a7 and like d5 is weak. I don't know. But like the thing is, knight b5 is just a good move, and like to calculate. I mean, it might work, but like just for calculating sake, knight b5, I think you can be satisfied with seeing in your head.
So as I was saying, we're playing without computer analysis here, and that's part of our charm. I think that's going to change in the future. But yeah.
Yeah, I like it with computer analysis.
You like it with computer analysis?
I mean, without computer analysis.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'm not sure. I mean, I think we're going to have that option, but when. When I was watching the last World Championship match between Caruana and Carlsen, the most fascinating and the best site to watch was the Chess 24 site with Svidler, Grishuk.
That was excellent.
Without a computer.
Grishuk is like my favorite commentator.
We're analyzing the most complicated positions without computers. Now, I'm not saying that we are like that, but on the other hand, we've got a practical chess approach here. We're not a big fan of. Somebody said that they. I'm talking to the chess room director, Abel Telmentis, and they're saying that. Keep it up that way without computer analysis. They're a FIDE master too.
I think it's better.
Yeah. If you want computer analysis, you can go to Chess Bomb, and we're on Chess Bomb right now. You can watch all the mistakes that we're making. And make us look like fools. That's okay. I mean, that's we're trying to be practical chess players here. It's interesting that people are giving us that feedback. They don't like the computer stuff.
No.
I think computers are a tool for very strong players, and for the rest of us, they can show us our mistakes, but they can't explain anything to us. And they're not as useful as the people that use them would like us to think, and or want us to buy them.
I think want to keep the human feeling here.
Right.
And also this post-mortem thing is very important.
Yeah, we're fumbling our way, and that's what we do when we play when we're actually playing chess games.
I'm a big believer in the Garry Kasparov saying the most important thing you need to know about computers is when to turn them on and when to turn them off.
That's interesting. Somebody's here saying, oh my God, it's Abel Chess Paul Rudd. Do you know who that is?
I don't know who that is, but that's not
that
the
name
first
is familiar.
Ant-Man. That's the Ant-Man guy, right?
No, I know Paul Rudd, but actually I get that a lot. Actually,
I wanted to see that movie Ant-Man and the Wasp with my family.
So Questing B says, the moment I watch a chess stream with computer analysis, I turn my head off. There is no point calculating stuff or to give recommendations, and I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
And we started off without computer analysis.
Actually, there was a game that you were kind of covering, and you were talking about it, and we were watching the Chess 24. Right?
Oh, that's not fair.
Wait. This is important, and this is relevant. Is that we were seeing, we saw the analysis, we saw the engine. And then we heard you kind of talking about it, and then Juan and I were looking at each other. It's like it's far better having just the regular analysis, and it's like it was pretty accurate. So, but having that human element is just far better.
Yeah.
Far better. However flawed it is.
Yeah, flawed but deeply human.
Yeah.
But
deeply flawed, deeply flawed and deeply human.
Even in this position, like
the flawed is what makes it entertaining.
Like Lombardi gives
pretty darn
b5,
accurate.
and the computer is like, that's 0.3 better for white than e6 or something. But I think b5 is like a perfectly legitimate try.
By the way, Kasparov played some beautiful games with b5 against the Averbach.
Yeah, that's the one instead of h3, it's bishop e2.
Right,
Okay,
bishop e2 and bishop g5. And so in a lot of these hyper-aggressive white systems, you get like 4 pawns attack.
Yeah.
Play
b5.
Kasparov played b5. I think it was against a 4 pawns attack.
Larry Christensen.
It was against a 4 pawns attack.
I think that's one.
Yeah, Larry Christensen, and there was a couple of other games where he played, but he also played e6, and so. Love the jersey on the wall, bud, somebody said. That's Chess again saying, love the jersey on the wall, bud. Yay, Team Mechanics. Thank you, True Vlad. Yeah, we're doing the best we can here with... Okay, so let's see. Nice game, Ezra.
Thank you.
Nice game.
I think I better head out. There's
Okay.
my dad over there. He's looking kind of tired.
All right. Congratulations on your comeback, man.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll stay positive.
Stick with it.
Thank you.
All right. Michael Scott. We're just hanging out here. There's a chess tournament going on, and we're going to go back up to board one and see how Ivanov is doing here. This is the Tuesday night marathon, and he's opening up the queen side. Looks like it's trading off. Sort of interesting the way this is going. So black has two passed pawns on the queen side. This is sort of the way Paul Whitehead sums up positions sometimes and sort of cheats a little bit. I'm going to take Ezra's name off of there. Let's see. We need to add Elliot Winslow's name here. There's Ezra Chambers. Okay, so I'm all alone here in the office without chess. You know, Questing Beast, I agree with you. Why, if you can play b5 and successfully versus the Averbach, and you sort of can. I mean, I'm not sure that you can theoretically if it's completely successful, but you know, I mean, nobody's analyzing these old lines, and you know, give it a shot. That's what I say. It's worth it to specialize in a few odd lines sometimes. That can be a good way to sort of have your opening preparation. That way it worked for me. Let's see here. Do I have to transition to the DGT boards? I think I do. DGT. Where are the... Okay. Interact. Okay.
Oh, easier for you guys. Part 1 of 2.
All right, so that's board 1. And on board 2, Sodakova versus Kim. Oh, which position is theory? Sorry, it's 6 a.m. over here. Whoa, thanks for tuning us in. And
But it'll be hard for you to... Does this mean they would need permission?
we have a rook versus 2 minor pieces and a very complex position. Black has a passed d-pawn. Looks like it's not really going anywhere fast, although it could. And then there's passed pawns on the queen side for what is a very dangerous game. There have been some real fighting chess in this tournament. Experts are just hammering away at masters. I'm not sure which position is theory. We've kind of moved on a little bit here. Okay, let's see how Rui was doing defending this position. I'll exchange up. This is the top 11 player, 11-year-old, one of the top 11-year-olds in the country. She's under a bit of attack here.
Maybe we can newsletter. Oh, hey, we got our own chess hub.
And this has been a bit of a confusing game.
Individual or the official? My hand. Oh, what we asked from people. Got it.
I can send you mine.
Yeah. Okay.
Not sure exactly what's going on here. F6, Queen G6. White went nowhere, I think, in this position.
Perfect. It's kind of cool.
C3, King F2 is hurting real bad. Yeah, white kind of like messed around here a little bit. I agree. I have another FIDE master who's in Austria, and this Austrian FIDE master is now my partner. In analyzing the games. This is awesome. So I'm very, very pleased. Your command of English is very good, Austrian chess player, questing beast. You type English probably better than I speak it. All right, and thanks for tuning in. Let's see. This is 2455 rated FIDE master Kyron Griffith is white and putting the pressure on David Askin. And that is a bishop on d6. If ever I saw a bishop on d6, it's that bishop on d6. And this just looks like inevitable disaster for black here. And it's happened here.
Play with each other.
Kyron is been completely dominating this game. And I'd be surprised if we're not going to get a resignation. Is this game still going on?
5 matches.
Pretty smooth performance by Kyron Griffith here. Just put the screws on David Askin, who 2 weeks ago beat Elliot Winslow, or was it 1 week ago? But this is not his day. Kyron Griffith is cruising. And now we had a draw in this position, a grandmaster draw between two FIDE masters. Diaz can be a tough fighter and also a very peaceful player, and he's got a lot of my respect. I think he's tied for first in the last two Tuesday night marathons. Is that right? Diaz? I think.
Yeah.
Did he tie for first in the last two TNMs?
Yeah.
Guy has my respect. I mean, he's rarely in trouble. He knows when to play it safe.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Okay. Are you going to show us your game?
Sure, we can look at it if you want.
Great. Actually, do you guys want to sit here together? Sure. And or actually, I'll be here, and you can pull up a chair in between. Okay, so let's see. I've got FIDE Master Andy Lee here, whose name we have. I'm going to pull it up. Right here and transition. Okay, and then between us is Mr. Ganesh.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Ganesh. And let's find your
I don't
game.
know how to do anything.
Oh, okay, I do. I'm actually learning, and it's really exciting me. There's DGT boards,
okay, right.
and then I go interact, and boom.
Okay.
All right, and then we've got the top 10 boards. We were talking about that, and then we can go to your game, which is board 6, and we can go all the way to the back. I think I'm gonna just say that I think you got very lucky in this game.
Oh, sure, yeah. I think I'm getting killed, right?
I think you were getting killed.
I made a bad queen exchange. I think I needed to keep the tension.
That's what we were thinking.
Yeah, I think I got really tense. It was definitely a complicated position.
Well, so we don't have an engine here, so we're not going to be able to. Yeah. We're just going to have to. But we were looking.
This is definitely one for the engines, right?
Yeah.
So usually you play like Queen B3 here, right? Instead of taking on G6 right away, which is I think how I got into all this trouble. Is I was trying to improve. So okay, so after takes, and then queen b3. Maybe it's just normal if I want to play this line to play b5 right away. Yeah, and then you take on b5 and I play c5.
That's a really interesting idea, and I've not seen it very often.
I did not expect
it might be refuted. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm certainly refuted probably the way I played it, but
I mean, if I was black here, I'd be like, okay, what's the right move? Queen b6 or queen c7?
Exactly, and I played queen c7.
Think of playing b5.
But if queen b6 and I play c5.
Yes, everyone is a FIDE master. They give them away in Cracker Jack boxes now.
Yep. Not getting any other title. So queen b6, right, is not so good. I mean, I just suffer in this ending.
Queen c7?
Queen c7 is what I played. I was hoping to get a better version of this b5 idea, but instead I got a significantly worse version, maybe like losing version of it. And so I should probably, if I'm going to play b5, I should just play right now and then take some c5.
I like the idea. I mean,
it's a cool idea. It might be a little stupid. No. It might be refuted. Like the games I'm looking at are like 10 years old, and so who knows? I lost a game against Brandon Jacobson a couple years ago in this line where he played a quick like bishop d2, castles queenside, and then like king b1, and just sort of like sat. And I couldn't do much. So it might not actually be a good line. Right, and so here I'm sort of regretting the queen being on c7 a little bit, but I decided to play it anyway because
it's your like venti something.
I'm not
so what would the old-fashioned way of playing this be?
I don't know.
I mean, knight d7, bishop e7, and castles kingside, or
I mean, you might not provoke f3 if you're not playing to go crazy. Right, you might just put the bishop on g6 right away.
Black could castle on the king side, right?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could play knight d7. I don't know. I mean, you can sort of play chess, but I think you're going to suffer, right? I think like at some point c5 and f4 are going to happen, and you're going to be just playing on this like really ugly bind where you can't move any of your pieces as black.
You're Andy Lee, so you are going to play b5 and c5. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, you can sit here and play, right? But I think you're just sort of suffering if you're. But here you're suffering even worse.
This is a guy who plays very actively.
Yeah.
I mean, active play is your stock in trade, and I think it's fantastic.
I mean, you could take on d5 here too, right? Oh yeah, sorry. You could take on d5
I was
here.
looking at knight takes, I think, and then knight takes, e takes.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Knight takes where?
After e takes, knight takes.
Oh, I see.
But I might want b4 tempoing your knight at some point also. Yeah, I don't know.
And weakening your position.
Right, I thought maybe you trade on d5 and play rook c1, and then I take on h2 maybe? Who knows what's going on here? It seems sort of stupid. Okay, but the way you played this seems quite effective. And here I actually thought rook c1 right away might be good too.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I mean, maybe transposes.
It gives you this additional idea, like after rook c1 of knight takes d5 in some lines.
Yeah, it forces you to play knight d7, whereas with knight a4 immediately you don't have to play knight d7.
And if I have to play knight d7, things are really bad. I mean, I might just give up another pawn, but then things are really bad also. So,
yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Because I kept thinking you would play knight d7. I did not expect bishop d6. Well, I did not expect bishop g3. I think that was the tricky move.
Right. So yeah, so we get to this position. Here I was like, oh, I'm going to be okay. And then I realized that like if queen d8, like b6 is coming and I'm just getting crushed, right?
Falling behind in development,
And so I was like, oh, then I'll play a6 and then b7. It's like, oh, rook c8. Yeah, this is all hideous, right? So I have to play queen b7, I think, to stop the pawn from coming to b7 in some ways.
White is just...
Oh yeah, white's really happy.
Yeah.
It's like I sacked a pawn to get myself destroyed on the queen side. And so now bishop. So this is an interesting moment. Yeah,
that was a good move, I think. Bishop b4.
Maybe.
Yeah, because I want to prevent the king from castling.
Yeah.
And knight c5 was...
If it works, it's good. Knight c5's interesting. Oh, if knight c5...
Bishop takes, rook takes, knight d7.
Right. I mean, I get to live a little bit.
I guess
a pawn down with white having the two bishops.
It's not pleasant. I could also just play queen b6 after knight c5 and say, what are you doing?
Right.
I mean...
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, I mean, there's ways to play. So bishop b4 is definitely like, well, this is either going to win or maybe somehow it's not.
I thought white was playing like a grandmaster.
I was pretty unhappy. I mean, this is where I burned a lot of time, right? I think I spent like 15 minutes here.
I was looking at bishop takes, queen takes, knight d7, and then b6.
Yeah. I think
And
I'm
then
just
White's
getting
just a
murdered in these
pawn
lines.
up.
Yeah, so I was not prepared for bishop g3. I think that kind of...
I have to do something, right? Because, I mean, I can either play this position where I try to win some material in exchange for suffering, or I can just suffer down material. So I might as well,
Yeah.
if I'm going to suffer, let's have some winning chances also, right? Like if things go wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so this seemed... Once I decided I wasn't getting mated instantly in this position...
With the queen c7,
oh, yeah, I believe
b5 is just straight up losing.
That seems pretty likely.
Seems likely. Yeah. That's, by the way, that's an Austrian FIDE
Cool.
master.
Yeah, I definitely believe that. I was kicking myself the whole time. I was like, why is my queen on c7 in this game? Okay, so it takes... I mean, the alternatives aren't exactly what you want, right?
No,
I mean, I thought you might play king
taking is
d1.
strong.
I'm scared of d4, I think.
Right,
That
at
kind
some
of
point.
opens things up.
Yeah. With
But
your
I
king on
love this.
d1, it
White's
might not be a
just-
big deal.
White just plays
Yeah.
forcefully here. This is taking on
Okay, so you
g3
take-
is great.
Yeah, I mean, I know that
And
there's
look
a lot
at
of
this is
compensation.
bishop d6 was strong here, but bishop
Well,
a3,
so maybe.
bishop a3 was a nice primitive move.
Because knight c5, queen b5, right, is like the only thing keeping
Yeah.
black in the game. I thought if bishop d6, I could play knight a6,
Oh, that's an interesting.
which might be stupid. I'm not saying this isn't
and if
refuted.
B takes a6.
Then I play rook takes bishop, king takes, queen takes a6, and then I take on d6 at the end.
What a great variation! What a nice variation.
And I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm losing there too.
I don't think so.
Well, but also I might just be losing because my knight's on a6 and he can't go anywhere.
Right.
But this is what allowed me to play this line because I thought bishop d6 was just winning initially when I looked at this
But
position.
bishop a3 was that was a real caveman move, you know.
Yeah, I'm
you're gonna
basically
go
trying to
queen
mate.
b4.
Right. Yeah,
It's pretty simple.
and my choices are to put like my knight on
That's what I
d7
was
and my other
hoping
knight on
for.
g8, right?
Oh.
Like
That's
just
what I
sit
was
here and
hoping for. I was
wait
like,
for you to execute me. Yeah.
Okay, so bishop a3. What a
Yeah.
I mean, a great move actually.
I suspect that bishop d6 might still be better here, actually, though. I'm not 100% sure, but
It looks powerful.
it's gnarly. Yeah, I mean, there's some bad things happening.
On knight a6, maybe just king f2.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
Something
I mean,
like that. Yeah.
there's some really bad stuff in the future.
Okay.
And after king f2, maybe I can play rook c8 or something. I don't know. I can like kind of scramble and try to stay alive.
Right.
But I don't know that it's working. Okay, so bishop a3.
And now a5.
Yeah.
And now what
A5
about the
seemed
return of the bishop to d6?
That's
I
interesting.
was
I mean,
thinking at b6, knight d7, maybe king f. But the problem was I was scared something like king f2 and then rook c8, and then you
Right.
start consolidating.
sure.
Well, wait a minute.
Well, I
Bishop
still have
d6,
after bishop d6, I still have knight a6.
you have to
right?
play because knight d7, rook c7 that's.
Right. I could play
That's-
queen. I can play queen d7 in this position after bishop d6. That's the alternative.
But then the
right?
bishop goes to e5, and how do you stop knight b6 or?
Sure, I don't know. I mean, I might just
Or
be.
rook
Yeah, you're
c7.
right. With the pawn on a5, it might be even worse. You're right. Maybe bishop d6 is even better here.
So knight a6,
Okay.
and then you're saying rook f1, king f1, but now that actually does work because you're
Right. I'm still hitting the bishop on d6.
and you're, and
like
you're actually defending the knight at b8.
it's weird, right?
Doesn't look like it should work.
I agree. It does not. But maybe it doesn't. I'm not guaranteeing that this works, but
Right, and if king f2, knight a6, king f2.
yeah. And then maybe I play rook c8 and give up a piece. I'm probably just losing there. Shit. Yeah, there might not be anything in these. Well, the other thing I can't do that there either. I could play like knight b4 or something after king f2. And if you put your rook on c7, I can take on f1 and take on b5.
Yeah.
Grovel. I mean, so there's some
No,
like
yeah.
there's some things.
It's great to see what you're coming up
There's
with.
some
It's
things, but yeah, I
absolutely
mean, it was really.
yeah.
I wasn't sure exactly how I was losing.
Tenzing, how'd you do? Congratulations.
Anyway, so you could also play b6 here,
Okay.
although that may not
Yeah,
be
that's
fast
what I
enough
was
because queen
looking at.
a6, right?
Ah, yes. Oh, but no, king f2, I
King
think.
f2 is also good.
Somebody
yeah.
says, pretty sure king f2 is by far the best move. move.
Very well.
Ah,
it might
okay,
be.
so just waiting.
Although then maybe you have time for knight BD7.
Does it and then B6?
Right, yeah, that's true.
And then rook C7.
Yeah, I'm gonna play
But then
rook
now you
C8,
can
yeah.
C8,
I'm gonna
right?
try to get rook C8 in. Yeah. Maybe it's enough for you, maybe not. I mean, I control the B8 score pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, B6 here is interesting, but
okay.
maybe not fast enough. I didn't see a winning line for white here either because of this queen A6 stuff. Or knight BD7 first. And anyway. Yeah, and then after this move, it's sort of crazy, right? Like, you have this insane compensation.
But
I thought white was still close to winning here.
Yeah,
Right.
I thought I had compensation, but here I just started playing inaccurately. King F2 I think is fine.
It seemed great.
Yeah.
And then here.
Forced,
and then, like,
Yeah.
I don't know if bishop D8 actually does it though, because like I just have enough.
Knight D7 holds.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like king D8 and knight D7, and you've got just enough to like, and then you put your knight back on B8. Like it's completely stupid. But and this is the sort of thing that's hard to see, right, when you're looking at it a ways off, because it's like it's these stupid retreating moves.
So
yeah.
instead of bishop D6, maybe you could play bishop F8 here.
Yeah, sure,
and just
yeah.
try to take another pawn.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. I mean
I guess you could play knight E8 maybe.
Well, yeah, and the issue after
But
bishop
then knight
F8,
B6, then
I
knight
can't play
B6.
right, and I can't play rook C8 because you play bishop E7 check. I play king.
What happens if knight B6 here?
Knight B6 here. I play rook to B8. That was actually what I expected, and then rook to C6. And there, you might even be able to play knight b4, and then bishop takes, knight d7, knight takes, king takes, rook d6 check, king c7, bishop c5, rook takes b3. And I wasn't sure. I thought that actually I might be winning that position. It's a little hard to see that far ahead, but all of the pieces are tied up, right? The bishop and the rook are kind of screwed up, and I'm going to take here next, and I'm going to take the bishop, and the game's going to end. And so, yeah. So I thought that line actually might get me out of trouble, if I could like just throw the knight away on b4.
Yeah, it looks like your judgment was off going into this. I mean,
There's all these tricks, though. It's crazy.
Black is really holding here.
Yeah.
At this point, I think after
and then you start to get demoralized.
Right.
You know, you can't find a win. And
well, this game's funny because I felt like I played the first 8 moves like an idiot, or 10 moves or something, and then suddenly my ability to calculate turned back on, and it was really helpful.
So
right?
What about rook c6 here?
Rook c6.
I guess knight b8 and knight d7, and again a reorganization.
Maybe you might have a check.
It's just there's no target.
Yeah,
White needs a target.
Right. You're like almost mated. Oh, there's this funny line, right? For a minute, I thought I hallucinated in this position. I was like, oh god, after queen takes queen, you're gonna play rook c8, and then king here, and then b6 mate. And I was like, oh, thank god, my queen's still on the board. Yeah. I was like, this is insane. How did I not notice that? And I was like, okay, it doesn't actually work. I'm not crazy. Yeah, and so then it's just this kind of like slog.
Right.
Yeah, and
that involves like the king.
That involves playing for a win with black.
Right, and the king dances around, and you keep the pieces out of the squares, and then I think at this point I'm just kind of slowly taking control again.
The problem is white doesn't have a target.
Well, and I think the other problem here is that you don't actually quite have a bind, right? I mean, you're close, and you were close earlier too, but now like the black king is okay again. Right, and the knights defend each other, and the rooks can sort of do stuff, and there's no way to improve white's pieces, right? For a long time, it's like you keep improving,
the only
you keep
thing
improving.
You can do is try to get those pawns rolling.
Yeah, but and then this point, it's just sort of over, I think.
Yeah, I think I was going for some tricks, but even that, it doesn't really work. Yeah. I mean, the only other case, instead of bishop d6 earlier, maybe rook c6 I think was the other thing I was...
Yeah, I think I expected that. I didn't expect bishop d6 at all. I was sort of lucky that knight d7 was on the board.
Yeah, I missed knight d7.
Yeah, you played bishop d6 and I was like, oh, this isn't good. But rook c6...
And then knight b8, and then knight b8?
Maybe...
And then the reorganization.
Do you have to play that way? I mean, there's certain positions.
Where else can the knight go?
I don't know.
Oh, could go to c7, I guess.
I guess so.
Yeah. I like those knights the way they were. Sometimes knights are not supposed to be defending
Right.
each other, and sometimes they are supposed to be.
Well,
defending
yeah.
each other.
Sometimes you just have to do it for a while, right? Yeah, maybe knight b8. I mean, after rook c6. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. No, it's totally interesting game.
Yeah, good, interesting game.
Yeah.
Interesting game, but you don't let him off the hook next time.
Yeah. The computer's going to tell us all sorts of sad things about this game.
Yeah, you'd be surprised at how right on, though, a lot of our analysis, because sometimes
Some of the
is.
stuff in the end, but I think the
Yeah.
computer's just going to be like white's winning for a bunch of moves there with the queens on the board.
Yeah,
Right?
it's
bad.
tense. Like I felt,
Yeah.
I felt I couldn't calculate anything concretely.
Right.
And then I thought the queen trade might simplify things, and I still have compensation.
Right.
But so that was kind of I just couldn't like calculate everything. And so like,
Well, the tricky thing is in my shoes, right? I'm just sitting here and I'm like, well, I'm losing, right? And when you let me trade off queens, I'm like, well, I might not be losing anymore, right? And so I'm pretty happy to do that. Whereas if you keep the pressure on, I'm still just sort of sitting there going like, well, I'm probably losing.
We have Tenzing Shaw back here. Are you going to go home?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you, Tenzing. I'm going to get your name up here in lights. That's part of the thrill. Thanks, Andy. Thanks, Ganesh.
It wasn't a great game, but I won.
Yeah. That's okay. Okay, National Master Tenzing Shaw, show us your game from the Tuesday night marathon round 3, and you were on board. Oh, this game was a very interesting game.
I think this is an example of how to mess up your attack.
This is a great. Tell us what you were thinking. Here, go ahead.
Okay, so
lead us through this game. This was really a great game.
I never play Open Sicilian, so
right.
But I want to start trying. So
okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So keep going. So I think right here, Bishop D3 got the thumbs down from Elliot. Just to let you know. Apparently, Knight C3 is the move here.
Oh, okay.
And so just to let you know. I don't know what that means.
I just assumed Bishop D3 was reasonable.
Right. I guess it looks reasonable to me. I don't know. So we got some kind of hybrid Sicilian.
It's like going to be a hedgehog.
Yeah. Except for black doesn't really go that way. Or not is... Yeah. Not clear what black should have done here, but black got into a very bad... Maybe Knight C5 here. But that just looks wrong.
Well, I thought he might play G6 for G5, Knight H5, right?
Right.
That's a typical idea.
I like that idea. I like it.
And his knight will
He
end up on G7.
He doesn't want to play the knight to E8, so G6 looks right.
Yeah.
G6. This just is wrong, folks.
Yeah, so I thought white must be like clearly better.
Yeah.
But
we were also wondering why you didn't play Queen H5.
So I looked at it for a long time.
Right.
But so Queen H5, G6, Queen H6.
And then he goes back to the Knight G7 and blocking the H file idea.
Yeah, and then he goes like, if Rook F3, he goes like Rook E8, maybe Rook H3, Knight H5, with some Bishop F8. I don't know, but maybe I'm winning there. I'm not sure.
You got a great game. There are probably a bunch of ways. Yeah, Queen G4 looks a little odd, just because of what the reason you're saying.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
There probably is, yeah. Yeah, I probably should have played Queen H5.
But it's just, I don't know.
That was also...
F5? Yeah, what about even F5, Knight E5 then? Of course, you want to have that kind of calculated to the end before you do that.
Yeah. So that's why I was really happy when he went Knight C5.
Yeah.
Because now I can go F5 with impunity.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I also looked at Rook F3, but the thing is, there's this interesting idea for black, like you play G6, if Rook H3, even if I get my Queen to H4, you can always play H5.
Right.
Because the pawn's random.
Right.
So I remember this typical
that's a typical
idea, yeah.
But maybe Queen H5.
Get the Queen to H6 instead, yeah.
I don't know. Okay, so you play
it's
Queen
probably
G4.
Queen H5 is better.
And this just looked like this game. This looks over. Yeah, this has to be over.
But I managed not to make it quite so simple. So
yeah, probably several ways to Let's see.
I mean, this seems like
even
logical.
Maybe
play.
I mean,
don't know.
okay. F6. The only thing that allows is a desperate sacrifice later on. But if you just leave the structure as it
Maybe
is
rook
and play
H3.
rook F1, maybe. I
Or
mean,
even
he's
rook
not
H3.
going, or just play rook H3.
Yeah.
He's not going to take on D5 on F5 with the E pawn.
I totally should have played rook H3 here. I think.
Maybe. I don't know. F6 looks tempting, and looks. And there must be close to a forced win. I mean.
And then I thought, okay.
Okay, so that opened up
like,
the E4 square and opened up all the possibilities of rook H3 and queen H5.
But unfortunately, it also opens the long diagonal. So.
Right.
And black is so passive, but all he needs is this bishop on b7 to cause problems.
Okay, so what happened here?
I mean,
so,
this must be great stuff.
Okay, so what about playing rook F1 and then rook H3 and deny him the sacrifice on
maybe.
F6?
Maybe.
I mean, let him pitch a pawn with
E4.
or knight E4. That looks even better.
If he goes knight D6, I'm happy to exchange.
Oh, I see.
And then I've removed a defender of F6.
That's true.
So.
I mean,
yeah.
I guess H5 is the only other way that he'll be able to cover anything on the king side.
Yeah.
So that has to be taken into account too. But then that can
As
just
long
be
as my
met by rook
bishop's
H3
here.
and rook H5.
With my bishop
Yeah.
here, as long as this diagonal is open. Yeah. The B1 H7.
So rook H3, I mean, okay, so let him sacrifice. Oh, so he throws that pawn away first.
And now I thought this is a forced win, but it's not so simple.
Uh,
Maybe it is, but I didn't make it simple. So.
Yeah, no, this is. Yeah, I guess you
So
could
just
take
knight
on
takes
E4.
E4,
Yeah.
So rook H6 is too
Because
fancy.
I mean, the C5 is hanging too.
And then I thought, okay, well, his dark squares are like so weak. So but just maybe queen G5, denying him the E5 square first.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
I just
and
did,
also, you're on C5. Parenthetically.
Right.
Parenthetically. Okay, so maybe there was okay, that's interesting. Queen G5.
and also,
But Queen H4 is so tempting, right?
yeah, but
And
maybe
then-
it's not the best way.
Is he really
And then-
surviving this?
Of course, I can take on E4. So I looked at that. I mean, that's just like a piece up.
Right.
But then I thought, oh, okay, like bishop G5 seems to win. So,
Okay.
but then he has this idea which I saw, but I dismissed it too quickly. I think.
Uh-huh.
Well,
So
I don't know if I can take on H7. Rook H7.
You're gonna find the computer just like, winning this.
It's gonna
right
find
and
some
left.
mates. Or, yeah.
Well, okay, Queen
This
G4.
is just awful. Yeah.
But Queen G4 looked okay.
And now I'm up 2 pieces, so I thought,
Right,
okay,
right.
this is good.
But he took one of them back.
And now I thought,
What
okay,
did
I don't
you-
want to exchange queens
Right.
because. But maybe exchanging queens
Queen
is probably
F3
just winning,
looks so strong.
But now all of a sudden it's
Okay,
not so simple.
what about Rook F1 here?
So I
This
looked
might
at
be
Rook
simple.
F1.
This might be more simple than you think.
Rook F1, Queen D7,
Queen D7.
Bishop takes F6, right? I guess.
Okay, Queen D7. We didn't.
It's
look
annoying.
At that. We didn't look at that. Queen.
It's probably winning, but.
Huh.
And this rook is not really helping out anymore.
Right. Right.
Then he has this annoying pawn on D3, which he can use as a desperado, especially
And
if,
Bishop B7. of
especially
course.
if I play Knight E4. Then it's like D2, D1,
Queen
and distract my pieces.
D7, huh?
Yeah, I thought of Rook F1. That was like one of my main candidate moves.
Okay. So what did you play?
What did I play? I don't even remember. Let's see. So I took on E8. That must be just wrong.
Is it?
I miscalculated.
Huh.
No, because I think. So here I miscalculated that I could play Queen A7, but he just goes Bishop D7.
Ah.
Like every other move doesn't work, but Bishop D7 is killing me. Right.
Right.
I assume. I mean, Bishop is coming to C6.
Right.
Black
If you
has a
can
lot of
scoop
play.
up that D3 pawn, though, you're going to be winning, and
Which is
avoid
what
getting
happened.
mated. You're going to be winning probably.
So here I thought, okay,
You have to consolidate, right? So what did you play?
so I played Rook H3 coming back, but because I felt like this rook was terrible. And
out of
Queen
play.
G7 was a strong threat, right?
Uh-huh.
With a double threat of
Oh
Bishop
yeah,
E7.
yeah. Look at that.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
So all of a sudden, black has threats, and here I think maybe black has enough to draw the game because maybe I'm wrong, but I didn't see. Like,
What happened? He lost on time?
no, he just overpressed, I guess. So
What did he do? Because it
I
has,
played King G1.
right, but it just has a repetition. Oh, I see. There's not just a repetition. So you were willing to take a draw, and he played Queen G7 anyway.
Yeah, and then yeah. So I'm still really afraid here with white, but
Scary, right?
I don't like this.
Amazing.
And I think simply like Queen D4. Right?
Queen D4
Or
returning.
actually, Queen D4, there are tricks with Rook H7. But I don't know if, like, maybe that's actually decent.
And if King H7, Knight G5, and Queen B7, wow.
That's complicated.
Yeah.
So I was looking at things like that.
And if King G8, well, of course, Rook B7. Yeah.
Another tempting move is just to play Rook F4.
Yeah.
I think just Rook F4 might be the way to go. But I
Wow.
might be able to
This is
take on
amazing.
D3.
He's a Rook down.
Yeah. So if Rook F4, I was thinking maybe Rook D3.
And if Bishop E4, Rook D8.
Yeah. And then
Nice.
what's happening there? I guess.
You're going to be the exchange up in an endgame, but you're going to be winning that endgame.
This just loses, I think. Now he's just a Rook down, I think. Because eventually I'm going to break this pit, so. And yeah, and the queen's coming to C3.
Even worse.
As long as I guard E4, I have all the time in the world. So. And then
he just
I'm
found
taking the bishop.
Wow. Nice game, though. Nice game, and definitely a game that you can learn a lot from, I think, right? I mean, so many false trails and false starts, and nothing was really clear until you fire up the engine when you get, when you're tomorrow, whenever you decide to do it.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see like 10 red moves in a row on chess bomb or something.
Yeah,
So,
chess bomb. Oh
yeah.
no. Oh gosh. That's right. In fact, we could go to chess bomb.
Oh no.
Let's see. I'm going to publish that. Let's just do it. Why not? Or we actually,
have it up here.
we actually go to this game, to this website.
Do they have computer analysis too?
Yeah. What board were you on again?
7? Maybe they're not numbered.
Yeah, here you are.
Oh, okay.
We are actually probably shouldn't be doing this while I'm live streaming. All right, you can tell me.
Let's see.
Okay. We're back. If we ever were lost.
This is not a high quality game.
Bishop B7 after knight E4. Says 14 rabbits.
Yeah, so after his G4,
Oh, so somebody
G4
says-
is a blunder.
Somebody said queen takes D4, CD4, bishop F6, king G8, knight E4 into knight G5, rook H7 mate, etc. Was that a possibility in your game?
Yeah, he's just suggesting trading queens, which I'm sure is much better than what I did. So
Okay,
that must be.
where was that? That was back.
Yeah, black was, according to the computer, black was winning for a long time.
Black was winning.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so right here, queen D4, pawn takes, bishop F6 check, king G8,
So
and then knight E4. But then doesn't that run into bishop B7? Yeah, bishop B7 after, it says still winning though. Not sure about that. Yeah, I guess rook goes back to H4 and just defends that, and defends the
You mean after the queen trade?
Queen takes queen, pawn takes queen, bishop check, king g8, knight e4, bishop b7, rook h4.
Okay. Then you can't push the f pawn ever.
Because you have a pawn, bishop at f6.
So I have a little bind, I guess.
Yeah.
And if you go d2, I can go rook e1 and take it.
Well, if you go rook e1, he has d2, so that might not be good. So maybe rook h4 would be the move.
Right. Right.
To defend the knight on e4. Interesting game.
Yeah,
Interesting
the big
game.
blunder was taking on a8, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tenzing is looking it up on his computer and cheating.
Yeah.
But the game's over. Okay, good night, Mr. Beast. Thank you. A nice stream. Thank you for your words of praise. That means a lot to us. Subscribe, tell your friends. By the way, these are uploaded to YouTube. We have a YouTube. We're archiving all of these videos on YouTube. So check us out. There's other videos that the Mechanics Chess Club has put up on YouTube too, including lectures by Grandmaster Nick Tefermian, Sam Shankland. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Okay, and Mechanics Institute has. I'm talking about our YouTube channel now. So there's other things up there, and there'll be more to come. We're not even sure what that is, but it will be good. It'll be interesting and exciting stuff. All right, so moving on here. This game ended in a draw, interestingly enough. Very, very tense game. Okay, and I can see why this game ended in a draw. Queen d8 check, if king h7, knight f6 check. So naturally, neither player wants to upset the balance here. And draw agreed.
Was there a better move before this?
Probably. Would I know what that was? I'd have to go on. I'd have to use the chess computers because the only thing that we were thinking of is that black was much better here, and that rook a d8 was maybe played too quickly, and rook f e8. There's no danger for black on the f file, so there's no reason for black to have that rook on f. So we're thinking rook f e8 followed by rook a d8, and then maybe what black would be on a better placement of pieces for black.
What about for white?
For white, I'm not sure. I mean, white accepted a very poor pawn structure. And after that, white's position became sort of a one-trick. I'm not sure what happened to our DGT boards. I made it disappear. Okay. The problem with white's play here is that white's position, black is so much better positionally, and white's position became a kind of a one-trick thing. I have to checkmate on the f file or do something else, whereas black has much more chances due to the structure, I think. And so it's a more difficult position for white to play because white has only one idea here, which is with this fractured situation, and that is to attack on the king side.
I mean, I think
black is considerably better strategically here.
Well, I was white in this game, so
right.
I thought that I could get away with this because even if like it went into endgame, like one of the double pawns will get traded off at least. Because f5, I think to release black's position, f5 was necessary in some sense.
Right.
So I don't
But
know.
we're still
I
looking.
think tactically, I think
we're still looking at a long-term, sort of long-term strategic. I mean, we're always going to be playing positions like this, one way or another, you know. But just to me, it would be. I would rather have black in these kinds of positions because they have more long-range. You have more long-range potential in a situation like that.
Well, at least there's no obvious mistakes, by the way, other than the.
There might be, but I wouldn't know what they were. But she's a very strong player, so and congratulations. And it looked like a sort of a evenly fought battle. She moves very quickly, doesn't she? And that can be, or does she?
A bit.
Yeah, young players do that. Can be kind of intimidating. Let's see. What other games are going on here? Kyron Griffith won, and here's the final position. Yeah, we knew this was going to happen. This game ended in a draw. We figured that was going to happen. We have two games, boards 1 and 2. Let's see what's going on here. I'm going to go back a little bit. Black plays rook e8, attacking the knight on e5. White. Okay. Queen d4, knight e4, desperado to regain, and then sacrifices. 2 knights and a rook versus a queen. What a great.
Did you have a chance to get a break?
Quick break.
Quick breaks. Okay.
It's okay. I'm gonna, there's only 2 games, and I have a lot of energy, even though I'm an old man.
You have a lot of energy. You're not an old man, but and you have a lot of energy.
Let's see. So look at this: 2 rook and 2 knights versus queen and pawn.
Wow.
I'd like to have the rook and knights. I think.
You don't need the queen.
Well, it's just then it's gonna, if white can organize, and that's one of the pawns lost, I think. This is looking desperate.
Wow.
Desperate. Black is lost.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now he's down on time too. Like he was up like almost double the time, and now it's not.
Yeah, this is a mating. He's in a mating attack, and
pattern.
Yeah, it's just white's overwhelming now with a rook and 2 knights. Yikes! Not good. Okay.
Were we expecting him to win?
Well,
was he higher rated?
These players are about evenly rated. Yeah, both.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, pretty.
Yeah. So this is board 1. Ivanov's having a very good tournament. I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what board 2 is. Sodakova versus Kim. This is another really tough game.
Yeah.
White's neutralizing that d pawn was important. Mate is threatened on g2. White defends, and now black's move. Boy, are they in time pressure or what? Queen c5, rook d4. Oh, that's okay. No worries. Queen c7, attacking the rook at, and Natalia is thinking.
I'm learning the setup here.
Very tough games. These are so complicated. My brain is exploding.
Nice.
Yeah. How's the tournament going out there
Good.
in the other rooms
Getting a
and
little bit
everything?
cooler
Yeah.
and everything. The
It's,
little room.
okay, so it looks like Natalia has to play. If Natalia plays Rook A8, then Queen B7, and the same problem, maybe losing the Rook. Well, then Queen E4 is possible, but then, yeah, that's possible. Rook A8, Queen B7, Queen E4, and then you might lose the pawn on B5. Queen takes B5.
Ivanov won.
Yeah.
Ivanov won.
Yeah, Ivanov won. This is a tough game. I mean, a tough position for Natalia. Isaiah only has a minute and 45 seconds left. Okay, so let's see what else is going on.
10th, yeah.
Board 10. Let's
see that
just...
on the camera too.
Okay, black lost a pawn here, as we said, was going to. And now the queen is attacked. And white's just lost a pawn. And this doubling on the b file does absolutely nothing for white here. And that's another shot. Looks like white's just about losing here. 6 ways from Sunday. Although having double rooks on the 7th is often a nice thing. And a passed A pawn. Look at those rooks. Even if you know nothing about chess, look at those rooks on
That is funny. Yeah, it's not often we see 2 rooks on the 7th, and very rarely.
But look at the 4 rooks in the corner.
So what did they do?
That threatens Rook H8 mate. Okay. All right.
Yeah, he had to change.
Black won a tempo, and now would very, very complex.
Do you want to talk with Alexander?
Yeah, sure.
Does he want to talk?
I'll ask him.
Good. No. I mixed him up.
It's okay.
I mixed him. I thought that tasted.
It doesn't matter. We're almost at the end of the day here. I get groggy.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I also need to make a list of things that of tasks for the next few days with you and Abel before I go, so I know kind of I can sort of get things. It helps me. I have my class to teach, but there's administrative. Are you going to show your game, sir?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm not sure that we have we have lots of people's names up here, but not yours, but that's okay. I'm here with Alexander Ivanov, who's gonna show us, he was playing on board 1, so you're man of the hour, and you won, and you played, it looks like a nice game. Let me find the DGT board. Bum, ba, bum, 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 ba, bum. Here you are on board 1, and here's the mouse. Mr. Ivanov.
Oh, okay. Well,
show us how you, and all we have is back and forward.
Right,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, you can do that, or you can do this, or you can do that. Or
yeah, I wasn't sure about actually opening. It
went well for you.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it was kind of unexpected.
Why not play e5 in one move?
That's what usually Russell does, actually.
Yeah.
And in fact, after castling, the expected move is e takes d5.
Sure.
And I think.
Was that at the end? I hope I probably didn't.
It was
hopeless.
hopeless.
And the against the queen against 2-9.
Yeah, it didn't look too good.
It was pretty hopeless. It's so hard to play.
Frankly, I think this is kind of expected.
Why not play e takes d5? Why play e5? Why play e6 and then e5?
That's too complicated.
Do you want to stay for the analysis, Mr. Wong? I guess not.
sorry.
So yeah, I think after e takes D, I think it's a kind of more or less regular. Something that you would expect. But e5 is, I think, what Wong usually plays actually in one move.
Right.
And here, well, I think actually he spent a lot of time on e5 here. Can we tell
this
by
is not the position to spend a lot of time
10
on.
minutes. Look at this.
Yeah.
56, 46. So 10 minutes. And I spent a lot of time on b1, on rook b1. I think I spent like 15 minutes more. Yeah. I wasn't sure what to play on the king side, but I thought like my queen side plan was solid.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm not sure about knight a6, but apparently he had no plans to,
to play f5. I mean, black should be trying to play f5.
Right. I mean, the normal game would be in for black for playing
Knight
something
h5.
on the king side, at least attempted. But I was somewhat surprised that he didn't even attempt this, which feels like passive for black.
Right.
So I can develop this idea of exchanging the light square bishops.
That's a good idea.
I mean, even if he doesn't intend to sacrifice on h3, I think the light squares are too weak for black to expect.
And it's always good to play with the plan.
I'd say so.
And
which is not always true in my games, but at least.
But it's a good plan.
Here, I kind of at least two move plan is
fine.
Good enough for me for now.
That's fine. Yeah.
And I think this is. I wasn't really sure about.
I'm not sure
he
about
probably
it
should
either.
have been more.
Usually, you try to hold the
resistant. Yeah, and I think maybe his hope was about half open, semi open C file, like pressing C4.
Right. That's what he did.
But at the end of the day, it turns out to be nothing. In fact, my C5 was much stronger as a threat.
Right.
Compared to threatening C4 pawn. So I decided just to exchange without really, and I think this is Russell spends like 35 minutes here. So you see, 129.
Yeah.
55. So 35 minutes.
Okay, go back one move. So if he plays.
The problem is C5 is very strong, right? C5, knight on the side, and C6 is, and this is hopeless for black.
Yeah.
Right. Frankly, Queen B7 is the first move that came to my mind.
Right.
I'm not really sure whether he considered like sacrificing on C5 or something
knight
else.
C7 or
knight C7, knight B8, which he did at the end of the day at some point. And the funny thing is that after Queen B7, I was like, I realized that I need to develop either play H3 and Bishop E3. Or Bishop A3, so with the idea of pushing C5 at some point. And I kind of wasn't sure exactly how I'm gonna do that, and which is maybe explains this stupid move.
I don't know. I mean, you're gonna play rook to other rook to
right.
B1.
That was the idea, but I wasn't sure. I spent again a lot of time here, and I wasn't sure how to push C5 because it didn't really work here. Maybe computer says it would, but it didn't for me.
Doesn't look like it works.
Yeah, and I didn't want to kind of activate either his bishop or knight. So, but after knight B8, I mean, it was it just begs for C5.
Yeah.
So after that, but I think I could have gotten a better edition of that. However, wasn't sure. So this kind is expected, I guess.
This worked very well for you.
So here's my problem.
That was an interesting move.
Yeah, the problem with knight e5 is this:
Queen C7,
and then
D6.
What I calculated is D6, Queen C8, and Rook C1.
Or you could move the knight.
Rook takes A5 and knight D5, and I wasn't sure.
Right.
It's like too sharp. I'm giving up a piece, so I decided to take it away. I mean, to move it.
And then take on E5.
And then take on E5, but I think I overlooked something because I thought I'm going to be safe playing F4 or Queen D4, and I think I maybe overlooked some tactics here. I wasn't sure.
No, this backfired on him. That's what I think.
It did. But yeah, I wasn't really sure whether. I mean,
No,
who is doing who here?
I think you're doing him. That's what happened.
I didn't see this tactics. I mean, the only thing I saw was like after f4. I didn't really expect that, but that turns out to be actually a blunder. I think it's a blunder because after this,
he should just play Queen d7, I guess. Rook e4 is crazy.
It leaves him with
a pawn down.
a pawn for the knight.
Oh yeah.
Pawn
So
for
he
the
can't
knight.
do it.
This gives him rook and 2 knights for the pawn.
But this is bad. This is terrible. Yeah.
And here, I mean, we start playing pretty quickly here.
But I think you're winning. I think you
by material
must
it should be. It should be. And I probably had some mating nets here,
yes.
Which I wanted to go for in the beginning.
I like it, but you're in time travel. I kind of like your idea of just clamping on the queen side.
So I decided just to play for blockade.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think b5 was kind of, I mean, some hopes.
If I was black, I'd be just desperate here. This is just making it worse for him.
He made some attempt here to play.
He wants
for
a perpetual check.
Right. Yeah. To weaken my g3, which I wasn't sure if I had to, but I did. And then playing for weakness on f4, which my kind of rook on f1 is kind of held to.
I mean, you could play rook a1 now and queen f4, rook a7 check, right?
Yeah. It probably still works, but like queen a3, queen h1. I mean, king h1. Yeah, probably there's nothing there.
Knight on e4. Yeah.
Probably there's nothing there. Yeah, you're right.
Maybe.
Right, Paul.
I don't know.
So he played b5 eventually.
But there's nothing that he can do. He's just gonna lose.
Yeah, and I think here. And I think this is. I wasn't sure if I can take on b5, but I thought like if he finds queen d8, which he did, I'll just play this and.
And then you can block on g6. I don't think he has anything here.
Right. Yeah, except for some play for like what he tried, like queen f8 or queen d8.
Right.
He did queen b8, but that's just hopeless. And then after g5, I think there is no point of. Yeah. I mean, after that, it's all downhill.
Yeah. Good game.
Thank you so much,
Good
Paul.
game.
Yeah.
Very good game. Yeah. No, I mean, you know, I think he should give up these. It's hard to play passively with black, I know, because I don't. Every once in a while, I play a game. It's like, oh, how could I play like this?
Right.
A rollover. And
frankly, I don't think. I mean, that's Benoni style was. I don't know if Wong plays Benoni like that.
He does. Yeah.
He does. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I probably don't know his games too well.
Yeah.
But that's exactly not Benoni I usually play either. I mean, for white. So it was kind of. I was moving kind of along the kind of more King's Indian plans, I guess, and then after e5 especially.
Is this game over, or is this game still going on? I think this game might. This game is over.
For black is all.
Okay.
They look like a black flagged.
Okay. So that means the broadcast is over, and another round of the Tuesday night marathon is over. I'm sitting here with the leader of the tournament.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're 3-0. And this, I'm not sure what happened in this game. Sotokova and Kim. Do we know what happened here?
Looks flag for white.
I think maybe I say Kim won this game. This is looking. I'm not sure if there was a flag or not. What happened with Kim and Sotokova? Draw.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Okay. So I think you're the sole leader of the tournament.
Wow.
Oh no. Yeah, because this was a draw too, and David Askin lost. So yeah, the boards 2 and 3 were both drawn. So congratulations, you're winning the tournament.
I wish it was the last round.
That's it, the last round. No, congratulations.
Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, you're the sole leader, and so you're going to play the top player with
who is probably
Kyron Griffith
with black. That's the same.
Well, you can still call in for a half point buy.
Okay, I'll think about it.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up here, folks. Juan. Well, I'm gonna press. We're gonna wrap it up. I'm gonna press video. I'm just going to make sure that I want to just
Close that.
close this. Just want to make sure that I'm doing this right. Video, and then transition, and then thank you, folks. We'll see you next week at the Tuesday Night Marathon for round 4. Very dramatic tournament so far. The sole leader is Alexander Ivanov, and we're looking at a slideshow of historic photographs from the Mechanics Institute, stretching back many years. Capablanca, Karpov, right there in that picture, and many other famous chess winners.
Okay, guys, this
And we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Yes, and remember to follow us on Facebook.
Follow us on Facebook and on YouTube. Look for our channel, Mechanics Institute Chess, and Twitch, twitch.tv/Mechanics Institute Chess.
And check our games and follow chess.
And Chess Bomb, Tuesday Night Marathon,
and Chess 24,
and Chess 24, and the world.
See you soon, guys.
Bye.